Three, two, one. And we are live.
What's
Hello.
going on?
What is going on, man? This is a crazy change of pace.
Yeah, it really is. I got abandoned by the Taliban, and now I'm Iron Man.
Bro, I'm crazy, man. Bro, I just had like my ex start a whole family. Like,
Bro, didn't your uncle just die, dog?
oh yeah, no. On God, yeah, facts. Like honestly, that bullet like ran through him like Adam Warlock when it like in the new Guardians, like so fast, it's crazy. Yeah, nah, she was wild, man. It's pretty crazy here in Brooklyn.
The week's been a long time, mate. It's a long time.
It has been a very. It has been.
Shit's happened.
Shit
Like Cage said, shit motherfucking happened.
Shit does motherfucking happen, man. It's crazy. Like everyone out here is just out for themselves, man, and you know, like, just don't care about how they. I know what Spidey's talking about, bro. I'm moving quite mad, but nah, like, I'm really liking the drip though, like everything.
Like the drip. Well,
yeah,
this helmet is crushing my skull right now, so let's get out of these helmets.
I can't breathe. I cannot breathe or see, so let's quickly change up.
Yeah, let's get out, and then we'll get the episode started.
That's much better.
Damn, look at that. Crazy.
Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. Bro,
Magically out of our costumes. Whatever the
that's the
fuck.
first time we actually had like celebrities on the fucking like.
Bro,
podcast
I
before.
literally can't believe we literally just had Tony Stark and Peter Parker.
So like Robert Downey Jr. can sign up for an episode of a podcast and not an actual movie. I love how that works.
Yeah, we love it.
Interesting. I would love to see
He
it.
just saw. He saw the last episode and he went, man, these guys clearly love Marvel.
Yeah. Oh, oh God, bro. Literally though, like it's so funny how like as much as Guardian 3 was great and we both gave it really positive reviews, like majority of that episode was us talking about Superman Legacy.
Yeah.
Like, just James Gunn in the future of like chapter 1, like God and monsters and
Yeah,
shit.
all that literally half the episode.
That was so fucking funny looking like back in hindsight. It's great.
But today's episode, as you can tell from the title, it is called our Marvel episode, or what we like to call it, our Marvel challenge, where today we're going to talk everything Marvel, and we're going to swear that we actually do like Marvel.
And I just realized I failed it by mentioning.
That's okay. The challenge hasn't technically started yet.
This
so
is
fine.
true, yeah, okay. But we pretty much cannot name anything on the competition that's including characters, storylines,
Anything
movies,
from the other
animated
company.
series. Yeah, from the other company or the competition. If you guys are a fan of the Teen Titans Go movie. Oh shit!
You just did it again, bro. Come on, this is gonna be hard, man.
Oh god!
This is gonna be a lot harder.
This
than
is gonna
I
be.
thought.
This is gonna be hard.
If
bro.
we do want to reference them, we're gonna call them the other company. We cannot say the name of the company or the peak characters that are part of that company.
But we can talk about the boys and Kick-Ass, you know, because that's
Yeah, the
still
boys,
genre.
Kick-Ass, Spawn.
Oh my god for that, you know, like exactly.
Anything
Oh,
else?
Spawn's tricky though, because he has been in like a part of.
So is Hellboy, which is really cool.
Yeah, this is true, like in and out.
But technically, Marvel's been a part of the other company.
Yes, this is true. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, pretty much like what we are going to be doing today is talking about all things Marvel and trying to convince you that we are not anti-Marvel.
It's funny because every time we've spoken about Marvel, it's always been like, Marvel sucks, MCU sucks, Marvel comics right now suck.
Yeah.
But we promise we like Marvel.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And like, I mean, obviously, we spoke really fondly as well. I know that's been like a large majority of our content lately, but we can't deny that these characters do actually mean the world to us. And
literally, oh god, again, everything.
We need to really display that, like, we genuinely have a love for these characters, and like, you know, express that thoroughly. Whether it's on comic through world of comics or the world of cinema, like nevertheless, like,
even video games, there's some great Marvel games out there.
Even video games, like I mean, there's just so much to explore in the world of Marvel, and we want to go over a few of our we have a book specifically, me and Toby, that we just happen to have in common. That is what I'm probably most keen to talk about. But yeah, just going through our favorite books.
Should we start off with that book then? The book that me and you get this episode.
Just get it right get it out of the way straight up. Absolutely. All right. Well, Brian Michael Bendis is to me absolutely.
I thought we were talking about Daredevil, but I completely.
Oh, shit, true.
But let's just get straight off with Spider-Man though.
Let's
Ultimate Spider-Man, which
Ultimate
we've
Spider-Man.
referenced before on the podcast. But today we're going to go in depth with it because me and Liam, I think more so Liam, just absolutely love this run. It is my favorite Spider-Man run. I think it is the best Spider-Man run anyone can read.
I honestly, I fully back that. Ultimate Spider-Man for me was the first ever comic run like that. I actually
literally
read through and through. Like it was usually that there were like mini series and like.
Where did you start? What point of Ultimate Spider-Man did you start at?
Oh, like from the beginning. I started with the first book and like.
Damn, I started halfway through, like the Doc Ock arc. When Doc Ock was first coming in, that's where I started it.
Well, I discovered. Funny enough, I discovered the game like pretty late.
Oh, the game's goated.
The game, the Ultimate Spider-Man game is actually very good. I've recently got a mate of mine on it. He got it on PC somehow.
Oh yeah, he showed me a video. It looks
and it's like it just all that nostalgia from that time of reading that series. But it was the first series I actually like did not get bored read. Like some, like for example, like some of the Marvel Knights. I'm just gonna talk about it briefly. But it's like some comics just failed to like keep my like attention and interest and
is that well Spider-Man?
Honestly,
that's what I meant.
Oh god. It's Ultimate Spider-Man was the first run that actually got me like inversed, if that's the right word, in just like that whole storyline. And for me, I love the relationship between Johnny Storm and Peter Parker. I think that's a really standout relationship, standout characters. I'm actually I'm a really big fan of the whole pretty underrated, but Peter Parker and Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, I like it. I'm with you. I'm actually with you. I love that. I love the Kitty Pryde stuff. Yeah. It's great. It's I think I started Ultimate Spider-Man pretty late. I started in the Doc Ock arc when Kraven the Hunter comes as well. Yeah. But yeah, it was like my first kind of like when I was younger, like you watched Spider-Man 2 and all that, but so Ultimate Spider-Man was my first proper introduction to the actual character of Spider-Man. And I personally believe, besides the Stan Lee stuff, I think Ultimate Spider-Man is the number one Spider-Man. It really, I don't know, really tells the true identity who Peter Parker is, and there's a Marvel documentary that I absolutely love, which references the other company.
The competition. That's it.
And they go, the other company, the mask is the real hero, not the identity. So all right, I'm going to try and reference this as best as I can without mentioning it. So Mr. Vengeance is the proper identity, and the Tony Stark ripoff is the fake identity. Understand where I'm coming from? You get it? Kind of, without referencing the names? Mr. Vengeance.
Yes. Yeah.
Tony
I know
Stark.
which character. I know which characters we're talking about. It's the Rich Boys.
The Rich Boys.
Yeah. No.
But that's how the other company work, and I love especially with Ultimate Spider-Man, it really gets down to Peter Parker is the main character of the story, not Spider-Man.
Pretty much.
I feel like other stories have, especially kind of recent Spider-Man, has just completely butchered that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And something that I absolutely love with the Sam Raimi trilogy, especially Spider-Man 2, is when Peter loses his powers.
Yeah.
Because he goes to that midlife crisis.
Yeah.
I love that because again, it really nails down the had a big dinner, so I feel you. I have one too. I didn't want to burp right into the microphone because it would have just imploded.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that sequence, when Peter's like, when it's like raindrops keep falling on my head, and he's like eating the hot dog. You know, he's
Yeah.
getting, you know, he's focused in class and all that.
Yeah.
I love that. And then it goes to, you know, he can't give up Spider-Man. He simply cannot. It was his fate.
Yeah.
It was his destiny to become
It
Spider-Man.
was, yeah.
And that's why. And with
Celestial
Ultimate
Seeds.
Spider-Man, those with this book as well, the themes are across all three Spider-Men through Toby, Tom, and Andrew. You look at
Yeah.
Andrew. I mean, I'm gonna lead it on to you now because you are very passionate
Oh
about
my
the
god.
Amazing Spider-Man.
I hate being the guy. I'm like, I'm trying to let you finish your sentence, but I'm like, oh my god.
I know,
I-
yeah. I'm gonna leave
I
this to the
100%
Amazing Spider, the references between
I
Ultimate Spider-Man.
100%
and
agree with you though. Like you're 100% on the money there. Like literally every version of Spider-Man in live action, like since we've been born, so that's not including like Spider-Man the animated,
Spider-Man.
right? Which I love.
Yeah.
I do love. But every version of Peter Parker / Spider-Man in live action has taken a lot of inspiration from 1613 Spider-Man in a lot of ways. The
for
whole
sure.
relationship between Harry and Peter came from Ultimate. That was not in like any of the Steve Ditko stuff. That was purely from that run, and like it highlighted their relationship in a way that no comic run had. And they were like, let's just take that and run with it and make it into like, you know, use it as source material for our movie. And they did, and it worked pretty well. And like, if not for Ultimate Spider-Man, whether it's in comics or movies, Peter would never probably have the relationship they do today, you know?
Oh no, for sure.
And with Andrew, like, I mean, the thing is with Ultimate Spider-Man is, compared to most other comics, when I was reading that one in my youth, I mean, I'm still youthful, but like when I was, you know, much younger,
Yeah.
I always felt that he was the most angsty Peter Parker. Like, but like teenage angst. I'm like teenage dirtbag type shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and
The skateboard in the hallways, all that. Yeah.
yeah. But like even in the comic as well, he's just so full of rage as a teenager
Yeah.
as well. And you know, like, can you blame him? Like, he's lost so much. But
Yeah.
like again, I just felt like he came across like a character like more of his age than like what's come before. Like when I was reading, like obviously I love the Steve Ditko stuff. But whenever I was reading Golden Age, reading Golden Age,
Weeding Golden Age,
reading Golden Age Spider-Man, like I always thought he came across as quite sort of like, you know, gentle, and he gave off the whole like chip on your shoulder, but it's like he wasn't like as like, because I was a very on-edge teenager myself, so seeing him like, and that version of Peter, like, you know, like acting that sort of way, it's like he felt sort of more identifiable, and it came across more like authentic. He was a really authentic teenager and a really, really well put together Peter Parker, and like he's still my favorite to this day. Like, and I think so yeah, Andrew's Spider-Man, like the whole line of actually, do you have the page? You've got the book. Could you flick
It's in
to
volume 1.
Yeah, flick to the page if you can, where
I'll put it up on the screen. I'll get it up.
Yeah.
And I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, the page when obviously Uncle Ben dies. You're looking for that quote, aren't you?
Yeah. If you could just find the quote for me real quick, because it's like a lot of people, you know, say, you know, why did I can't remember the actual Martin Sheen, right? Charlie Sheen's dad.
Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen's brother. Yeah,
he played Ben. Brother.
Yeah, Martin Sheen's Charlie Sheen's brother. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like his dad. All right, never mind.
No.
Oh shit, true. Yeah. So obviously, people think that, you know, like, why didn't he just say with great power comes great responsibility?
It's
Like,
page
you know,
here, isn't it?
the same
Oh,
way.
it's on the screen, but I'll just
Yeah,
show
yeah.
that one. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, read it out, because a lot of people like underestimate how
It just does
accurate
stuff on page-
that is to the book. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's a really really good way to be worded, and it's like, I'm really glad they incorporated that specific panel in the film. So
here we go. Your father had a philosophy that he held to pretty strongly, and it's one that served him very, very well. He believed that if there were things in this world that you had to offer, things that you did well, better than anyone else, things that you could do that could help people or made people feel better about themselves, well, he believed that it wasn't just a good idea to do those things. he believed it was your responsibility to do those things. Don't try to be something else. Don't try to be less. Great things are going to happen to you and your life, Peter. Great things. And with that will come great responsibility. Do you understand? Great responsibility.
Yeah. For me, that's always been the best, like way to deliver that, you know?
I do a little thing there that I just want to say. I do like in Martin Sheen's delivery of that line. When he goes, what does he say? You know, like he goes to do those things. Yeah, it was your responsibility to do those things. I really like how Martin Sheen delivers in that movie. It's like your obligation.
Yeah, pretty much.
To do those things. I really like how he delivered that line, and that's always stuck with me when I come to think about that movie. Is when he's saying that.
Yeah, and like it just stood out to me. Like every time I watch that movie now, like, and that's just I love the parallel between that book and the movie because I'm not gonna lie, The Amazing Spider-Man is actually a very, very good film.
I know. I rewatched it leading up to No Way Home.
Yeah.
And before I was like, oh, this movie's mid, whatever, it's 6, 7. And then I watched it again. I'm like, damn, this movie's like an 8 and a half, man. It's so good.
It's so good. I used to get bullied in high school for loving that movie. Like, but he's not Toby. He's not fucking awkward. I don't care because I was a grungy skateboarding fucking social kid myself. Like, and I thought he was. I love it was a different change of tone in the film.
Yeah.
But like, oh man, it's the most aesthetically pleasing Spider-Man film, I must say.
Especially the suit in TASM 2, man. Holy shit. Oh my god,
the TASM 2 suit is like better than sex.
I still think it's the best live-action Spider-Man suit. I love the new suit at the end of No Way Home.
I love the new suit.
That suit, which looks stunning, but the TASM 2 suit, it's just, I'm a big fan of the big eyes.
Also, like, whilst we're on the topic of the new suit, like, that is almost, like, identical to the Ultimate Spider-Man suit. Just the eyes.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
and a smaller spider.
Yeah. It pops, bro. It's crazy.
And you know, I was thinking as well, because I was thinking about Spider-Man, like, because obviously you can't, if you think about Marvel, you can't not think about Spider-Man, of course.
Yeah. Of course.
And I was thinking about the Spider-Man, I was thinking about suits, and then I got on to thinking about No Way Home, and I was thinking, No Way Home, with that suit, right? Something that I absolutely love with No Way Home is how something that before the movie came out, and it was all kind of like, are they in the movie? Are they not in the movie? Like Toby and Andrew in the movie. I was like, if they are in the movie, something that I absolutely want is Toby and Andrew to guide Tom into becoming the Spider-Man. Like, I want them to guide him. And the scene at the end, like when they're on the rooftop and Toby tells Tom about how Uncle Ben died, and then Andrew tells Tom how, how much Gwen meant to him. And then at the end, when Tom wants to kill Norman, Toby stops him. Toby stops him with a glider. And then I was like, damn, like that's such a cool scene. It's really what I wanted. It's him teaching Tom how to become Spider-Man. And then I thought, damn, that new suit, Tom's new suit, I look at that as the Spider-Man suit. Like, he is the Spider-Man now. Like, I think he is now better than Toby and Andrew, because I think he has learned from the best. I think he's
hot take. Toby.
It is a hot take, but think about, like, Toby's always going to be my favorite due to nostalgia, and he was the Spider-Man that I grew up with.
Fucking name, isn't it? So naturally,
obviously, and we share the same name as well.
Facts on God.
But and I love Andrew. I absolutely love Andrew.
I'm a really big Andrew fan myself.
But I think Tom has. I love that because Tom's now learned the best elements from Toby and Andrew, and he has now become the Spider-Man. And then with that suit, I was like, holy shit!
Yeah,
like it really processed. I'm like, damn, we're gonna get another 3 movies.
Yeah,
with that suit.
And what's beautiful about that suit is that you're completely right. Andrew and Toby guided him to being the best version of Spider-Man he could be. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure the director said that his new suit is directly inspired by both Toby and Andrew.
That's what I mean. Great. Like, he's become the Spider-Man now. Like, he's become the Spider-Man, like the Stan Lee Spider-Man. He's become the Steve Ditko.
He is
Spider-Man now.
I think Tom Holland, honestly, with the way things are going, has the potential to be the Christopher Reeve of Superman, of Spider-Man. I think like he's just like the pinnacle.
Well, who's that character you said before? Who's that character? What's his name again?
Wait. No. Wait, no. Shit. Okay, no. Wait, no.
He's become.
I think I can save this because
Right.
there's a legal. No. I can save this. Save this, right?
Yeah.
Because you
Let's
said
hear it.
yourself, right? Because you can now have the competition, and you can have that character separate from the competition, right?
Oh, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. So
I get what you're saying.
You can have Superman comics. I said it, but it doesn't have to be in relation to the competition. So
I get what you're saying.
I think you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I'll allow it. We'll allow it.
you'll allow it. Holy fucking shit!
That was pretty smart. Right, that was
Yeah,
some Tony
right?
Stark. Oh shit, right there, dude.
Because I thought about what you said. How like Superman.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm walking around on eggshells now. You can have that character in comics, and it's not in relation. It's like an old. You can have like both.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Let's avoid that. Let's not like continue.
Someone
on
get the
that.
time stone out.
But I saved it on God. Oh my God. Bro, like all the audience were like,
Yeah,
oh
literally.
God.
What'd you say, motherfucker?
Honestly. But he has the essential. Like he has the potential to be the best version of the character in life.
Oh, for sure.
100%. And yeah, but it's really cool how even Tom's version of that character is directly inspired. He said himself, like, yeah, no, I literally was reading Ultimate Spider-Man for preparation for my audition.
Yeah, literally. And
which
then
is
something
brilliant.
that I love with Tom Holland Spider-Man, that directly correlates with Ultimate Spider-Man. Which I love is in No Way Home. Fuck, what's the other one called? What's the second one called? I'm having such a brain fart.
Far From Home.
Far From Home. That's it. Obviously, after Tony dies, which is essentially his
Spoilers.
uncle. Bro, I'm not sure. Bro, everyone on the fucking planet
I'm
has
just
seen
saying,
Endgame,
bro.
surely.
Maybe some people who tuned in have only seen like.
You
the
watch
first
one guy
Fantastic
comment and be like,
Four.
no, I haven't seen it yet. Thanks, dickheads.
Thanks, dickhead. On God.
Thanks, dickheads. I
Yeah.
can't watch Endgame now.
Yeah.
But him losing Tony was he's losing to Uncle Ben, right? Tony was his Uncle Ben.
Essentially, yeah. Because legally they couldn't have him for some reason.
Yeah,
Or
literally.
they just didn't want to have him because, like, reboot.
That's an interesting question I'd like to ask Feige or John Watts. Is why they didn't have Uncle Ben. That's for another time. But that's a really interesting question as to why.
It is, yeah. We'll bring that up at some point, maybe.
But yeah, like so he loses Tony, and that's equivalent to his Uncle Ben. And I love it in Far From Home is that he doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm done. It's too much for me. And people got hated on that so much. Like, oh my god, he needs to be Spider-Man, bro. He's 17. He's been to fucking outer space. He fought a god with reality warping powers.
Yeah.
He's fought alongside gods, Thor and Valkyrie. And
The thing
he's
is, like, he's
you know,
like Tom Holland Spider-Man is a product of the modern age as well. Like,
literally, yeah.
I'm sorry, I haven't come across a teenager that's been that has been like with open arms towards accepting that much of responsibility and experience.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, like obviously he came around in the end, but he's like, you can't just expect him to be like, you know, like Spider-Man, like definitive straight up. Like give him room to grow. Like that's the thing about his version is like he's the most relatable to Gen Z. I feel.
Yeah, literally.
As crazy as Gen Z is, and as crazy as that is to say being a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, like responsibility is not something that's welcomed with open arms by a lot of
No.
kids. Like
These
just
days,
children,
everything
you
is
know?
someone else's fault now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's like obviously you had to let him cook. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta let John Watts cook, man.
You gotta let John Watts cook, and he delivered, bro.
But speaking on Far From Home was like he doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore, and that's what I love,
That's it.
especially in Volume 3 of the Ultimate Collection when he first comes across Venom, and he's
Yes.
like, I'm done, I can't do it anymore. Like because he loses the relationship with MJ. Like MJ's
Yeah,
like, I
that's
can't do it anymore, and he's like, no, can't do it. And that's what I love about Far From Home was like. That is one thing from Ultimate Spider-Man that I absolutely love because it really drives home the great responsibility
Yeah, it does.
lined with great power,
Yeah.
with great responsibility. Because even though he doesn't want to do it, he has to do it. And going back on that quote, what I just read in TASM 1, you know, with Uncle Ben saying, like, you know, your father had a philosophy. If you can do those great things, it's not like you have to do it. Or it's not like you want to do it. You have an obligation
You do, yeah.
to do it.
Absolutely.
And that's what I absolutely love with Far From Home, and No Way Home really drives it. And then, yeah, so that's what I feel Tom is the best Spider-Man because of that, just that element right there from Ultimate Spider-Man. But again, going back to what we're saying, like, the impact Ultimate Spider-Man has had on this character. And there's even elements of Ultimate Spider-Man in the PS4 game.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny
You know?
because, like, it's crazy. I remember when they announced the show, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I have a friend, Connor, who's obsessed with that cartoon. And look, it's good.
Yeah,
it's got,
I enjoy it. It's fun.
It's got Nova. It's got, like, it's cool. It's a genuinely cool show.
Yeah.
But I was expecting, like, pretty much like the comic in animated form. Because like, he looked like how he did. It's like it didn't really follow the same story. It was kind of like up in the air. But like, it's still fun. I just don't get why you just call it Ultimate Spider-Man if it's not Ultimate.
If
Spider-Man.
it's not, yeah, it doesn't. I actually
Well,
question
sensational,
talking about
like.
Spider-Man cartoons. I was going through Disney Plus today, just kind of refreshing my memory on Marvel movies.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man 2003 animated series. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
With Neil Patrick Harris?
I think the 2003 one is kind of like 3D
It's like
animated.
3D. Yeah, it was on MTV. Yeah. I love that cartoon, dude.
Is that? I read somewhere, and I could be wrong. Was that supposed to be somewhat canon to the Raimi trilogy?
Okay, so at the time, after the success of Spider-Man 1, they made an animated series that was meant to be the bridge between the first movie and the up-and-coming second.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
And it was it was essentially it was for a while. It was canon to the Sam Raimi trilogy.
Shit.
They made it uncanon as soon as the second one came out, and then they cancelled it because obviously, spoiler alert for the finale of that series. But he does give up being Spider-Man. He ends up throwing the suit in the.
Yeah, okay.
Did you know that?
No, but that's okay. I'm not gonna watch it anyway. I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay. No, I'm so sorry, man. Okay,
I'm not gonna watch it.
With the way you worded it, I thought you'd have seen it. Sorry.
I remember watching it as a kid. I remember having season 1 on DVD as a kid, and then I saw it because I didn't know they added it to Disney Plus. And I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that show in ages.
I'm taking so many L's on this podcast, man. What the fuck? But the thing is about that Spider-Man is Neil Patrick Harris, right? He's voiced Night.
But nearly.
No, nearly. Oh my god. Oh, that was close.
He's voiced your favorite character from.
He's voiced my favorite character from the
competition.
Oh my god!
No way, you did it again.
I said, okay, so he's voiced my favorite character from the competition, but he's also voiced my favorite character from Marvel, which I think is just like so sick. It really is. Like, he's got such range. It's crazy. Yeah, like, I'm so glad I dodged that. Jesus.
Yeah, so close, bro.
Bro, I'm
so close.
Like, this close. Like, you know how Kevin Feige was to Andrew Garfield when he was talking about, like, yeah, I'm not a nowhere hand. That's like the audience with me. Like,
but they're just like, go on, say it,
I'm
motherfucker.
gonna say it, I dare you.
Say it, motherfucker. Say it one more goddamn time.
Honestly. Yeah, no, I really love just that show in general. The 3 animation was really good. It's a shame that it got cancelled and made uncanon. It was fun. It's a fun cartoon to watch though. It really is. Like, again, it came out around the same time as
2003. It says on Disney Plus, so just after Spider-Man 1.
I really like Electro in that show personally. I thought it was really fun.
Lizard looks cool as well.
Yeah, and you know what? They actually had their own original villain thrown in there as well.
Damn, who was it?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was like in the second episode, I think.
Oh, okay, damn, that's pretty cool. That's something that I think superhero stuff don't do more often, like create their own.
Yeah.
I was going to reference one character from the competition, but I won't.
Yeah.
You might know the one I'm talking about from a certain animated series that was on in the 90s. But look how big that character became. I'm getting
Oh,
off
yeah.
track. I'm literally this is how it
Just
starts though.
just yeah. This is literally how it starts. Yeah, 100%. That show definitely defined Mr. Vengeance for the rest
Yeah.
of it, and of course, can I say
Quick,
the
let's
voice
get
actor's
off.
name?
Let's get off it.
Okay.
Let's get off it because we're
wa-
going down that
yeah.
loophole again.
True. Oh shit. Yeah, we don't want to be there. But yeah, no, 100%. Like, yeah, continue what you say.
But yeah, no, quickly. Like superheroes movies don't, or superhero shows don't take that risk of creating
No, I
new
don't,
characters.
exactly.
But another Marvel animated series that I love, that it's just so goated, is Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I was gonna go. Do.
I mean, I didn't really grow up on. I mean, we grew up in a different time where that wasn't
yeah, this is
on.
true. Yeah.
But I grew up in a time when that was on.
Yeah.
Always we will fight as one.
Yeah, I like
Till the battle's won. That was like, because that came out just the same year as Avengers 1 came out.
Yeah.
And dude, and you know when you like hear voices when you read comic books, so you'll hear like you'll hear like Yuri when you read Spider-Man, you'll hear Charlie Cox when you read Daredevil, all that cast of Avengers in that Earth's Mightiest Hero show is what I hear when I read those characters. So that Tony Stark it's what I hear when I read Iron Man. That Captain America is what I hear when I read Cap. Surprisingly, it's not Chris Evans, but that cast. Oh man.
Well, to be honest, this is gonna sound really controversial, but I actually kind of hit Troy Baker when I read Iron Man, personally. Like he voiced him in the what was it, Troy Baker? The guy that did the guy that played he did Nathan Drake, the Uncharted games.
Nolan North.
Sorry.
I meant in the Avengers game.
Yeah. Nolan North as Tony Stark. Like, as much as the game isn't loved, I think he did a really good job.
I think that cast is really good. I love the guy who voiced Captain America was really good. He voiced, I don't know if you played Resident Evil 8 Village.
Unfortunately, I did.
It's a goated game. The guy who voices Chris in that game voices Captain America, and yeah, I love the voice actor of Captain America. But yeah, that Avengers game cast was really good, especially Hulk as well.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like as well received, but I definitely I enjoyed like every bit of that game as I could. I thought the story was actually really
I may
good.
or may not have put 400 hours into that game. Maybe.
That's wild. I will
whatever the fuck.
I put like maybe 70.
I put like 400 hours. I had Thor, Cap, Iron Man, Black Panther, Winter Soldier, Spider-Man all maxed out.
I need to I didn't actually get up to the Spider-Man stuff. Like, I mean,
Spider-Man stuff's okay.
It's like, I've heard it's not. I heard it's mixed, but like, I mean, the skins looked fun. The voice actor looks pretty spot on. Like,
the gameplay is really fun. I think his game, and the problem with that was a lot of people were comparing it to the PS4 Spider-Man, of course.
Which
but I'm like,
isn't really fair considering it's a whole different engine.
It's literally not, and it's called an Avengers game. It's not built around Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's built around Marvel characters.
They did everything they could, and honestly, like, I can't really form an opinion on it because I haven't actually played Spider-Man in the game yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen it, and it's like, it's not like it's not like they were gonna hire Insomniac. It's like,
I know.
It's just it's fine. It's cool. Like, at least he. I mean, look, I get it. A lot of Spider-Man games suffer from the whole like web in the sky thing, and
yeah.
It's fine. I mean, shit. You think it was bad in the Avengers game? Wait until you play the fucking Lego game. So in the Lego games, you can literally like, it's so funny.
You're on the helicarrier and he's still like shooting webs up in the air in the Lego game.
Pretty much. Yeah. You know what's funny though? Whilst we're on the topic of that as well, we were just talking about Spider-Man 2 before, but have you noticed that like when Doc Ock is drowning the machine in Spider-Man 2, and he's like it just cuts to him like drowning and like sacrificing himself. I always thought like there was a helicopter at some point during that battle, because you can see like after it cuts to him drowning that Peter and MJ are swinging.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck is he attaching to?
I know, yeah, they swing off the bridge, don't they? Yeah,
every time I'm watching that movie, I'm like, what the fuck is he like flipping onto? I don't know how he's carrying himself. Like,
I love Spider-Man physics. It's great.
I know,
Spider-Man
but
web swinging physics is fantastic.
every time I watch the movie, I just assume there's like a helicopter or something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like, that always stuck out to me. I was funny as. Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, the Avengers game I thought was good. Like I said, I may or may not put 400 hours into that game. May or may not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, confirm that or deny it. But yeah, I thought it was okay. I think it was fine. But
I was so close to saying I put 400 hours into
the other game,
the competition.
because that's
Let's just say this competition game has a Reddit that's very famous. I'll just say that I put like I've probably put like 600 hours into that.
Damn.
So it's pretty wild.
That's fucked, man. But yeah, I mean, I can't. I put 400 hours into a game that died as soon as it came out.
It's a lot of trophies to get. That's all I'm gonna say.
It is, yeah. But yeah, going back to the Earth Mighty's Hero casting line, that cartoon was so good. I was looking through other great Marvel cartoons as well. Obviously, the 90s Spider-Man run, like we're talking the 90s Spider-Man show, the Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's classic.
I love that one. I thought again, I don't really like. I haven't rewatched it. I just have a lot of nostalgia to it, and surprisingly, obviously, everybody knows about how good Spectacular Spider-Man is.
Oh my god,
it's the most goated show. But surprisingly, when I was younger, I didn't really watch it. I only watched it when I got older. I grew up on the 90s Spider-Man, and I really hope we said it in our last episode. I really hope they reference more of the cartoons in Into the Spider-Verse. We get more references to the old cartoons rather than the movies.
Yeah, I think as well, like especially like the Christopher Daniel Barnes, I think he voices the actor in from the 90s.
Yeah,
I remember I watched that show with my mum during the COVID-19 pandemic. And,
that's it.
Like that to her is like one of her favorite, because my mum's a massive Tobey Maguire fan, but like in animated form, she loves the 90s show.
Yeah, 90s shows.
I can't blame her. It is brilliant. It's charming. It's like it's simplistic, but it's like, and also the Punisher in that show as well.
I know that's
and
another
Daredevil.
reason why I love it.
Yeah,
Daredevil, Punisher. I think Captain America's in it at one point. I think Avengers show up. I think one of the final seasons.
Probably, yeah.
Another 90s show that I absolutely love is X-Men. Obviously, everybody knows the 90s X-Men show, and I don't know when because there's a new season coming out, isn't there? X-Men.
There is, yeah.
97.
They're kind of doing a very similar thing to. I'm not gonna say what you didn't want to say. I'm gonna say the Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
We can talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Pretty much they're gonna renew the season and give it a reboot, and then just.
I love it.
Like pretty much like what Clone Wars did with season 7. They're gonna do with X-Men. So yeah, I'm pretty keen for that.
Cable's gonna be in it. Yeah, and I love that show. Again, like not only has a lot of nostalgia, because I had all the DVDs of that show growing up. Yeah. It's a great introduction to the X-Men. I think it really tells. Not only does it tell the divide, the whole like mutants shouldn't be allowed. Mutant lives matter. Homo sapiens.
Homo sapiens.
Yeah, but I think the one thing I love about X-Men is the community, the mutant community within that.
Oh, 100%.
It's all welcoming and warm and lovely, and I think that's what that show does very well. And also, it's fun, mutant action. And speaking about X-Men characters that me and you both love is Magneto. Holy shit, he's my favorite comic book villain of all time.
He's my favorite Marvel villain. I can't lie. Yes, honestly.
I just think it's so badass, man, that he controls metal. I know it sounds very simplistic, but I think it's so badass, and I love it in Age of Apocalypse, and he does it in X-Men 1 or 2, how he can control the iron in your blood.
Yeah,
And I just think that's so badass. And the one
he is sick, like,
and reading the X-Men comics and watching the show, I was like, damn, Magneto's cool. And then X-Men First Class came out, Michael Fassbender's. God damn, that's what sent it home for me. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Magneto's fucking goated.
Oh yeah. Honestly, like I can 100% get behind that. I mean, he's he's just. I think if I had to say, I think my three favorite villains. Number one, Magneto on top. Number 2,
oh yeah,
Taskmaster, and then Wilson Fisk. Those are my top 3.
My top three
Yeah.
would be again Magneto.
Yeah.
Magneto. I would go Kingpin number 2. Love my big fat boys.
Oh,
And number 3, Doctor Doom. You gotta put Doctor
oh,
Doom there.
yeah, Doom's pretty good. Doom's actually
Doom's
really-
badass, man.
Yeah. Nah, Doom's actually quite well.
I'm really interested to see what they do with him in the MCU because I'm really worried, and I know for a fact because if you've seen online on the TikTok community, there's a lot. I've never seen an anticipation for a character like I have with Doctor Doom. So I just know for a fact it's gonna get shitted on. But I'm just excited, man. I'm so excited.
People thought he was going to be in Wakanda Forever. There was a whole thing about like,
Yeah,
from the post credit scene. I'm like, this is a movie, but
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman, and respect for him primarily. I don't think they're gonna chuck
No.
Doctor Doom as a reveal. Like,
It's a dog way to
somehow-
use it as well. It's like they'll
Yeah.
be using Chadwick Boseman's past.
Yeah, it doesn't
You know?
feel right. It kind of feels like it kind of, yeah, because he's meant to be like the obviously, man, I remember receiving the news from when he passed too. Like,
Oh man, I remember I was on the way to my sister's birthday, I think, and I was in the car, and then I saw it pop up, and I was all excited my sister's birthday, and then Chadwick Boseman passed, and I did not say a word the entire lunch, bro. I was just like,
I was also words too. Like, I remember, like, I remember when it happened. My dad called me from downstairs, and I thought he was genuinely fucking with me. I thought he was actually joking. I'm like,
yeah, I thought it was a piss take as well.
yeah. I remember just like sitting on my staircase, like I had to collect myself for a minute. I was
Yeah,
like, Jesus, like he was so young,
and so much potential. Black Panther 1
exactly.
just came out, and then and then Infinity War came out, so they were so excited,
Yeah.
for and so was I. I mean, all of us were excited for Black Panther, and then obviously he passed away, and then we kind of mourned and got over it, and then Wakanda Forever came out, and then all those emotions just hit again. And I was a wreck, man. I think everyone was a wreck in that movie.
Oh my, yeah. No, I was emotionally distraught coming in and definitely coming out of the movie.
Especially the scene that really hits me was at the end when Shuri's sitting on the beach. Like, they've defeated Namor.
Yeah.
She's like, become her own. She's the queen, and she's just sitting there, and she just starts bawling her eyes out because she just misses T'Challa so much. And I'm like, and it plays those flashbacks of them together. Man, that fucking hurt, man.
Yeah, bro. I didn't even want to think about that, man. That was like, I think I need to watch Wakanda Forever again, man. Like,
Yeah.
I've only seen it like nearly twice, and I need to revisit it, man. Like, I honestly I can't say much bad about that movie. Like, it was my favorite thing. It was like an 8 out of 10 movie, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I was looking through I was looking through Disney Plus when Wakanda Forever came up. I look at Wakanda Forever. I think the first act of the film is obviously just a really emotional tribute to Chadwick and all that, which is great.
The funeral. And everything.
I think the second act is a bit slow for me.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I think the third act is just unbelievable. I think
everything
I wanted.
The movie definitely. I think I agree with that with Braden as well, because I was with him. We both agreed the movie did kind of drag a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely worth it at the end. Like, I guess I'll try and find the humor in it, because like the whole like thing, like
Oh yeah.
the Goku, because we can
They
say
were like
his
that.
name.
And Matt and I sit and I like, yeah, they were all doing that, and I just leant over to Matt. I just went, meh.
Yeah. Oh my god, shit was
Yeah, I was thinking, imagine if Goku went down there and said, hey, they all know the Kamehameha.
Oh god.
And he would be the type of person to just go, Kame. And
no,
she was
he
like,
would.
don't, no.
Yeah, literally.
Destroys all of Atlantis.
Oh.
Speaking of Goku, how funny. Have you seen the screenshots from Into the Spider-Verse?
What?
This is let me get it up on
No,
TikTok.
hang on, wait. I thought. No, hang on. I'm pretty sure that's like that is a piss take. Like, that didn't actually put Goku in Spider-Man.
Right, it's real. Like that's an official image from
No.
the movie. I'll
No,
get it up
bro.
for you guys to see.
No.
I was pissing my. Matt sent me it.
No, I'm not. I'm somehow not buying it now. I don't think they'd put Goku in
Here.
Spider-Man.
Here we
What?
go. Wait,
No.
let it play out.
Okay. fuck no. Nah, dude. What? Are you serious?
I'm like, what the fuck did Miles do to have fucking Goku onto him, dude? Bro, you know how the interaction's gonna go. Hey, it's me, Goku. I saw you're a threat to the multiverse. That must mean you're pretty strong.
Oh, brother, that's.
Right.
Yeah,
Miles must have done something, dude, for fucking Goku to
dude, I don't know.
go after him.
What? Nah, bro, he's on something, man. Bro's collapsed. Like, that's.
He's done him.
Bro's finished.
Bro, have you
Finished.
also speaking of the Spider-Man PS4 memes? There's a clip where Miles is swinging around the corner and the PS4 Spider-Man swinging after him.
The triangle and the
The triangle circle thing, bro. I was laughing. That just
finished.
pops up above Miles.
Oh, bro, yeah. I honestly, I can imagine that playing out in a movie somehow. I feel like that.
Right, if Spider-Man PS4 gets a full meter, it's done. He's done for.
Oh, facts. On God, literally. Like, nagged instantly. I love Miles, don't get me wrong. I think Miles Morales is a sick character, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like.
Bro, if Bro has
No,
Goku and fucking PS4 Spider-Man after him,
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
he must have done something nasty, dude.
Yeah, no, it honestly must have. I feel like we should probably get to some more books.
Yeah, we should. I mean, we'll get onto House of M now because
Yeah.
I'll leave that because I know I haven't read it in a long time. And
Well, we were just
talking.
talking about Magneto, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, man, I loved him in this book. Like,
But like, we'll just cover it quickly that with Marvel, you cannot talk about Marvel without talking about Spider-Man.
pretty.
I mean, it's
actually,
just fun.
yeah.
And
He's
somehow we
basically-
managed to talk about Goku, but
What?
we don't need to explain that.
Because we can't talk about the competition. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah, we gotta talk about.
Well, yeah, this is true. But you know, we'll roll with it. I want to move on now to this
Yes.
magnificent book. Absolutely magnificent.
Yes,
This
yes.
is, one of my favorite books.
House of M.
Genre.
We love
I
it.
can't lie. This book is. I mean, I can't say enough good about this book. I mean, this book indirectly inspired Doctor Strange 2.
Yes, it did.
And,
Yes, it did.
Because I think what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen was in an interview for Age of Ultron years back,
Mm.
and she was asked like, "Hey, like, what do you read any Wonder comics, and what would you like to see explored?" Like, oh my god, I really liked House of M, and like I really liked how Wanda had like 2 kids that she tried to save, but it's like they'll probably never do that.
Yeah, she was like, it's too dark. Saying,
Yeah,
like,
it's too dark.
Watch me,
and it's like-
motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Hold my beer. Yeah, and like, yeah, honestly, like, there's a lot of elements. Like, obviously, legally, she couldn't say no more mutants, but like, you know,
Yeah.
it just
We all know she wanted to say it,
Oh, bro, 100%. Like,
and it would have gone hard. Even if
it-
she said
oh.
like no more sorcerers.
yeah,
heroes.
exactly. No, oh yeah. Honestly, like, I would have settled for that. I think it's just it's a massive mindfuck book, dude. Like,
It really
And
is. Yeah.
especially the Spider-Man stuff. Like, I mean, Wolverine was already sad enough character as he is, but it's like, I mean,
Yeah. Because Wolverine was the only one that remembered it. He was the only one that
Yeah,
remembered
that's
the
right.
world from before.
that's
Yeah.
right. He was the only character that like remembered like his actual universe.
Yeah.
And how things played out. And he's like goes on to like confront other characters about
Yeah.
it, and you know, like
Oh yeah,
it's
he
just-
confronts
it's just-
Spider-Man. Yeah.
yeah, no, he
The
does.
one
And, like,
time Marvel treats Spider-Man properly, they're like, no, fuck
God.
you.
yeah, pretty much. Like, but it's just crazy to me. And obviously, Spider-Man's life got fucked up as well, like in a big
Yeah,
way.
man.
That's all. Like,
And he
saved-
actually lived happy for once.
he
What the
lived.
fuck?
He got a happy ending with Gwen. You know,
I know.
Like, that's wild, bro. Yeah, like it's pretty. I mean, it's definitely a different book for if you're an X-Men fan, because it, like, you know, the X-Men have never been like more vulnerable than like the House of M. You know. Like,
Oh yeah, I do love the spin-offs as well. For House of
Oh.
M, the Wolverine spin-off's great as well.
the Quicksilver spinoff.
Yes, I was the one that recommended you to that book. Yeah,
Yeah, with the Inhumans and everything. Like,
yeah. How good is it, man?
I loved Quicksilver and Krista's relationship. I liked how, because obviously after, okay, spoilers, obviously no more mutants. Every mutant loses their powers at the end of the book.
Yeah,
Quicksilver then goes on to the Terrigen Mist to actually get his powers back because then like Marvel okay we kind of just fucked up the X-Men.
Yeah.
That's just like
they're still suffering from that today. Like in kind of comics, it's still
It's just such a crazy event that like it's like a bit difficult to catch up with. But so you full on like goes like finds the Inhumans and like talks to Black Bolt and it's like, hey, like is it cool if I like bathe in your Terrigen Mist for like a period of time? It's like I don't need my powers back. They're like, no, don't. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. And obviously like he has a kid as well. And like, bro, honestly, in that book, it's like some Reverse Flash type shit. Like he speaks to him like an alternate Pietro, and it is giving off. Sorry, it is honestly giving off Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash. Like,
but yeah,
wait,
would recommend this book.
Wait, we just fucked up.
What?
Reverse Flash.
Shit.
No! We just fucked up.
Okay, you know what?
Fuck it. Fuck the challenge, man. It's too hard for us.
That's like strike 3. More.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. That's mad.
It didn't even. I was just like thinking, I thought, oh yeah, and then you said it, and then I said, I was like, oh yeah, it's like Reverse Flash. I was like, wait a minute, Reverse Flash?
Ah, no! It was so close too. It kind of sucked that I also had a Wally West action figure in the background the entire time, and that's only just now occurring to me. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, I got that poster there.
But you know what? That's fine. We'll try to not. We're not actively talking about DC like in a big way.
No. I guess it's a bit different. At least we're not like what we normally do, just go completely off topic.
Yeah, and then just like discuss like the better company. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, the shitter company. Oh
yeah.
mid comics, dude.
Anyway, so but yeah, would recommend House of M. Just a great comic overall.
And Son of M. Son of M after that.
Yeah, Son of M, House of M, and Son of M. If you're a massive, specifically Quicksilver, but if you want a really
it's a perfect introduction to Wanda. If you really like Wanda from the MCU.
Yeah, 100%. Like
great.
If you're a big fan of Elizabeth Olsen in as Scarlet Witch, this is a really good book you need to check out. It's mainly about the X-Men, but she's a massive part of the story.
Yeah, huge part.
Again,
I consider her as the main character, really.
Yeah.
Really,
I consider her as the main villain.
Main villain. Yeah.
But I think it's kind of a team comic, but it's really good. I think
it's great.
I discovered this movie. Well, it kind of is. I discovered this book a year ago, so I came to it pretty late. But that's what she said. It's very good. I mean, look at the like the back, bro. Like obviously, it's so sick. It's such a good story, man. But I would recommend this book to anyone. I'm gonna leave it to Toby. Go ahead.
But yeah, like I mean, and I'm going to talk about now. I think something, especially on the TikTok community, that really gets shunned upon is Elizabeth Olsen's Wanda. We all know about the Wanda stands.
Mommy.
We've all had our dealings with Wanda stands. I've had plenty, and obviously they gatekeep her to hell, which is so unfortunate because I genuinely I rewatched Multiverse of Madness, and then I think back on WandaVision. WandaVision was great. I think a lot of us shitted on it because it was the first Marvel project we got over a year because it came out just after that year of COVID.
I just hated the Ralph Boner thing. That's it.
Oh, the Ralph Boner thing sucked. I remember losing my mind, and I was like texting Matt. I was like, "Why the fucking mutants? They're in the MCU now. Like, Hugh Jackman's canon. Like, all that." I was losing it.
I was losing my shit too. I was like,
I bet.
Fucking moon, dude. I was like, I was like you with I'm not gonna say it. I was like, when we saw that movie and you were hyperventilating at the end, it was like, that was me, honestly. Like, it's crazy, dude.
I remember watching it. I was watching it with Mum, and I was like freaking out. Mum was like, "What the fuck does that mean? Like, what are you freaking out?" I was like, "Mum, the X-Men are canon," and she's like, "What do you mean the canon? What does canon even mean?"
Yeah, it's true.
I was like, "You don't understand. You don't understand." I was like freaking out, man.
I feel like she would have just assumed but they're Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, Wolverine's part of Marvel anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
But thinking back on WandaVision, I think that movie show was good. Like I said, I think it came out at the wrong time. I think there was so much anticipation behind Marvel projects, and it was the first one we got. It was great. I really love WandaVision, and Multiverse of Madness was great. And I think Elizabeth Olsen's performance was fantastic. I think she's one of my favorite MCU characters now, Wanda.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see more of her. Obviously, we all know Elizabeth Olsen is a very good-looking woman. So that's one part of it. Mommy.
Honestly.
But yeah, I think it's really unfortunate
She's
that
so
a lot of fans gatekeep her.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Absolutely sucks. Because I made a video on TikTok a while ago. I genuinely feel she's top 5, one of the best female comic characters of all time.
Yeah, I can back
I think
that.
her writing.
Actually.
I think House of M is a great example for that. And she's just like a completely just like broken woman.
Yeah.
And in Avengers Disassembled, I think Doctor Strange breaks down her powers. He breaks it down. And he's like, she's completely mentally unstable. Like she's a fucking lunatic. And I love that idea of she's just like living in her own world, and everyone's trying to tell her like, you know, you can't, you know, it's not right, you know. And she's like, fuck you, you know, do what I want, blah blah blah. Which is great. And you know, shout out to Wanda, man.
Shout out to Wanda. Shout out to my mother. Like,
Shout out to my mother, man.
She's quite. She's proper fit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
She's very, very good looking lady. She's something else, man.
Talking about mentally unstable characters that I absolutely love, Immortal Hulk.
Or is that me?
Bro, is that me, dog? Immortal Hulk is but it is my favorite Marvel series of all time. It is something that I would never have thought in a million years would come from a Hulk comic book. So, do you remember in Civil War? Do you remember reading Civil War 2, or do you know what happens in Civil War 2?
Yes, I remember reading the main Civil War run. Yes.
So you know how Clint gives Bruce Bruce gives Clint the gamma ray arrow, and he goes and Bruce goes, if I ever go out of control, you shoot it through my head. And then there's a moment where Captain Marvel confronts Bruce, and Clint sees Bruce's eyes go green and instantly shoots an arrow, and Bruce dies. Bruce Banner dies. And Immortal Hulk picks up right after that. Moment, and it turns out, long story short, turns out Bruce is the son of the devil. Do you know the One Below All, the strongest character in Marvel? The One Below All?
Vaguely, yes.
You know the one above all?
The one above all?
Yeah, the one above all. So it's basically God. So
right, is that the God? Is that the God equivalent in Marvel?
Yeah, that's basically like the man, the man upstairs, right? And then the man below all is basically the devil. The devil himself. It's Satan himself. He can travel omniversal. So he can go to.
It's not Mephisto. Okay.
No, Mephisto is like a version of it.
Yeah.
Like, but the one above, or the one below, all is like the Satan, the devil of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, right.
And so what happens is there's a separate hell for gamma ray people, like Abomination, the leader, Sasquatch, Absorbing Man, all that. There's a separate like hell, and Hulk goes through that hell, and every time Hulk goes through that hell, he comes out with a different personality, and it really delves into like Bruce's mental health. Like it goes in depth with Bruce's upbringing about how his dad killed his mom, and how Bruce was abused as a kid, and all that. And Bruce used these different identities to kind of cover up that trauma. And then so we see different identities of the Hulk. So we see like Red Hulk, we see Joe Fixit, we see Worldbreaker, we see
Red Hulk.
World War, and then we see a version of the Hulk that Bruce Banner says, this version of the Hulk called the Devil Hulk. He says, if this version of the Hulk ever gets loose, there is nothing in the multiverse, omniverse, that will stop him, because his sole purpose is to protect Bruce Banner, and there is nothing in known existence that can stop it. Because Bruce has like created this identity because he's had so much trauma, and he feels like his dad is the number one enemy, the worst enemy in the world. He's created this false Hulk, this Devil Hulk, and it's made to be unstoppable. And that's Bruce's trauma, like kind of reacting to that situation. Yeah. And it's literally the mind fuck of a comic. There's a version where Hulk beats the one below all. I'm really lost for words. I haven't read it for a long time.
Yeah, I haven't read it at all, so you're fine.
It's is there a page where he transforms?
I'll be honest,
damn.
I haven't read a lot of Hulk, to be honest. I've read like
I think people should, and
Hulk, I think.
that's another character I think people need to read a lot more.
yeah.
Is Hulk, because I think he's a very misunderstood character. I think he's someone that he just smashes. He just Hulk smash. You know, he's there for.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
what
it
the-
comes down to like, I mean, first of all, like, domestic abuse at a young age as well. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but
a
that's
really
what-
big thing to explore with Hulk.
that's like what Immortal Hulk covers, like Bruce's trauma, and his kind of like that protection, that failsafe of like creating someone to protect him from that, and that's what Devil Hulk was. And then the leader gains omniversal power, and it turns out that the Hulk is basically Lucifer himself. Hulk is Lucifer because at the time,
Did you just reference the competition? You naughty.
you know, though, Lucifer isn't a DC character. Fuck, I just did it. I literally just fucking did it.
Oh, you fucked it. You fucked it.
I was trying to be all smart, be like,
Oh.
Lucifer isn't, and then I just name drop DC.
I'm pretty sure he's like somewhat.
He's somewhat, but Lucifer is like a mythology type thing.
Yeah, but he's
Right.
like. I'm pretty sure in the because I didn't actually watch much of the TV show.
Oh,
I
the
think
TV
it's
show,
like-
yeah.
And the TV show is great.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen much of it, which is weird for me to say. But it's with what I've seen with my sister's obsessed with it. But
Yeah.
wasn't he like blonde in the comics?
Yeah, he was blonde, yeah.
Yeah.
But so Hulk's Marvel's version of Lucifer, basically.
Right.
Because when his dad killed his mum, his dad was possessed by the devil, by the one below all.
Okay.
And so he was possessed while he had intercourse with his mother.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna name drop that. Let's not act like children here.
No. It's just I realized how like you kind of just diffuse the whole like Lucifer thing. Okay, you know what? Fuck. We'll say. I just realized how like far you'd like diffuse that. So I was like, yeah, true. Oh my god, that would have been like a whole fucking derail of the whole conversation. Fuck. But sorry. Continue. I'm gonna try to keep my cool.
But yeah, like say he basically becomes Lucifer, which is a fucking insane.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's a great kind of like really. You know what? Fuck it. You know how you said Superman Red and Blue is a great biography of
You
Superman?
can still say Superman. It's
Yeah,
not,
we can.
Yeah, we can.
You know how you said Superman Red and Blue is a great kind of like autobiography of Clark?
Yes.
I feel like Immortal Hulk is is exactly like that for Hulk.
Yeah.
And like you say, you haven't read much Hulk.
Yeah.
That's
I've read,
probably-
like World War Hulk. Like
World War Hulk's great. I can't wait for that to be in the MCU, man. That
Yeah,
shit's gonna go
that's-
off, dude. Hopefully, you watch World War Hulk. No, in the MCU, it will just be like a Fortnite tournament. The way
Oh,
they got
real?
with Hulk, bro, it will just be like, I'm angry.
Yeah.
Move on me on Fortnite, bitch.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Most likely it'd be Fortnite. But yeah, I can't wait for that. And I think Hulk, and like I said, Hulk is such an underrated character, man.
I think
like-
he is. Yeah.
Like Incredible Hulk is such a great understanding of that. Of like, when you're a kid, you know, when you watch the Hulk and you're kind of like, man, I would love to turn into a Hulk and be super strong and
Yeah.
you know look really cool and all that. And as a kid, you dress up as the Hulk. You've got the big green fist. Remember the big green fist? Like
Oh my god. Yeah.
the
It
foam ones
was
you would
that,
buy?
and then it was also like the other foam Wolverine ones.
Oh yeah,
Which I don't need now because I have actual claws. But like,
damn.
yeah, no, I remember that as well. They used to be like at all my friends like parties and shit. They used to bring them out like, yo, let's like Jadaloo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, it's that thing of like wanting to be the Hulk when you're a kid, and
Yeah.
then the Incredible Hulk. It really teaches you of like, damn, it would actually suck. It would actually suck balls
would.
to be the Incredible Hulk. And something Hulk really touches on that I think we'll touch on next episode, which will be for sure, is it really touches on like depression and anxiety,
Yes.
and those topics, because he has like depression because he can't do anything with his life because of the Incredible Hulk, and he's kind of borderline homeless, and he has to travel the world, and he lost his relationship with Betty because of that, and then this anxious feeling of like, when is it gonna come out? when is the Hulk? He can't control it. So when the Hulk comes out, it's like
It's like a Jack in the Box. You don't know when.
literally, it's like winding up a Jack in a Box. And that's something that I love that movie a lot. And also the 2003 Hulk movie with Eric Bana is a great example because again, it deals with that trauma. You know, when
it does.
when he's hiding. The scene that I remember the most is when he's hiding under the table.
Yeah, that's one I remember too, actually.
Yeah, and like his dad shuts the room and like kills his mum and
It's like, the Incredible Hulk and like a lot of other like Hulk properties didn't really like explore that movie
no,
did.
especially the MCU one, which is why I hate MCU Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like the whole. I think in the Avengers, the first one.
It does reference Incredible Hulk to be
Yeah,
fair,
and
cool.
the whole like I put a bullet in my mouth and the other guy spat it out, which is such a cold fucking line.
Yeah. Actually, to be fair, I was wrong. I was wrong on that. Yeah, you're right.
But it kind of it dabbles in like the depressive nature on like behind closed doors with Bruce Banner. But yeah, no, it's like probably not to like with the whole like domestic side of it. It's not as explored. But it's good that at some point stories like that really introduce you to like the roots of the character and what that character deals with. That a lot of people people think it's a superhero, he must have no problems.
Yeah, especially with someone like the Hulk. They just think he just turns into like Hulk smash, and it's just all big fights with other monsters, and it's really just like a really depressing, hard-hitting story about depression, anxiety, trauma, PTSD, all those things that affect our lives every day.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's
I'm the Hulk.
only, huh?
I'm literally the Hulk, bro.
I'm literally the Hulk, bro.
I'm
Hulk just like me for real.
No,
No, but I think it really I just was talking about that now. I think Immortal Hulk is a great run, not only for Marvel fans, but I think someone who's kind of going through that or going through that point in their life, and because it's 50 issues, so it really goes in depth with all that stuff.
Can I see how thick the book is?
That's just volume 1.
Oh,
so,
volume 1. Okay.
I have all. I think it's like 9 volumes in total. It's 50 issues, the entire series, and I have all 50 issues.
Well done.
Yeah, I know. That comic was the first time because I wasn't really big on reading issues because I live quite a far away from my closest comic book shop.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really big on reading issues. But that series was like the first time that I was like, damn, I have to keep up to date with it. Like I have to just like know what is next every single time. But yeah, like I said, I think it's a great book. If you're going through that time in your life, read Immortal Hulk. It's a great story about how to come back from that, how to really improve yourself, and how to deal with those in those situations in your life. Let's move on because this is quite dark and depressing. Let's move on to something else, something more lighter to lighten the mood a bit.
That's crazy because this is probably one of the most depressing fucking Marvel books I've read ever.
Alright, let's keep it going, bro.
Let's keep it going. This is Marvel Earth X.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I'm not ready yet, so I'll leave it down to you.
First of all, X-23, Machine Man, as most Marvel fans know him, is essentially the main focus of this story. Earth X essentially follows around his perspective. It's kind of like, it's kind of a celebration of like some Marvel characters, like in a way. But it's a focal point for mutants. That's a big one. For some reason, Spiderman is in the book. I don't know why.
What?
But Spiderman is a character who just happens to pop up. For people who don't know, Spiderman is just essentially a version of Spider-Man that's just literally made out of spiders.
Damn.
And he's for some reason he has some significance in this book. Why I can't remember, but it's essentially people compare it. I don't even want to say it now. People compare. There's a book from the competition that this gets compared to a lot. But
Castle Castle something. I'm trying to find a way to name it without naming it. You know what I mean? Castle something.
Castle Society come.
Castle Society come. There you go.
Yeah, that's essentially.
It references Castle Society come.
It's like honestly, it's essentially the equivalent to that storyline in Marvel, and it's what's really good about this book is that it introduces the idea of celestial seeds. So what a celestial seed is essentially like a moment in the 616 universe that like had to happen. So for example, like, you know, Reed, Sue, and the Fantastic Four had to go out
Okay.
in space, or like Peter Parker had to get bitten by a radioactive spider. Pretty much, Earth X. I like it. It's actually a really cool retcon. Pretty much the idea behind celestial seeds. It's like moments in time that were planted from the beginning that just had to happen for the safety, the ensured safety of the universe. And I love that. I think that's fucking sick. And yeah, no, it's just a really good story overall. I think the relationship, seeing Reed Richards, essentially, it's a really sad book when it comes down to Reed Richards, because obviously, like, the Fantastic Four have expanded, and the whole premise of the story is like pretty much, it's kind of the opposite of House of M, actually.
Damn.
House of M.
What a reference there. Well done.
House of M essentially is no more mutants. Earth X is essentially everyone is a fucking mutant. And yeah, it's I just only did realize that. It's actually kind of sad. Because people don't know how to live with themselves. Society is out of control. And it's a really cool book, and Steve Rogers as well. He's on the front cover. But he's like, he doesn't even have his like suit on. He's like wearing the flag. I love this look. He's like bold and everything, and like I actually really, I don't know why they didn't add it to the Avengers game, because I would have played the shit out of this. It's a really cool idea for Captain America to just wear the flag. I don't know why people have never considered that, but yeah, it's really cool book. Again, it explores Machine Man. This book kind of introduced me to Machine Man. I don't want to spoil too much about the plot. Very good book. 10 out of 10 book.
Yeah, I'll have to suss it out for sure.
One of my favorite graphic novels of all time. I can't speak it highly about this enough. And if you're if you're a big fan of the Fantasy Four, X-Men, okay, I will say, Spider-Man is a massive part of the story, but Spider-Man is a massive part of the story. Obviously, it's a massive time jump to but Peter Parker is essentially retired. He has a daughter, and maybe all I'm saying is, honestly, he may have become Spider-Man again at the end.
Damn,
and it's so sick, because like I actually saw something on the trailer for Spider-Verse that they actually spotted like the version of Spider-Man from this book in the trailer, which is like it's like a blink and you'll miss it thing, but it's cool because he doesn't actually resort to his old suit. He actually like is walking by like while society's breaking down, he sees like a costume, like a fan costume someone made, and he's like, cool, so I'm gonna just cop that real quick. And he's like, he wears a Spider-Man cosplay as Spider-Man.
Damn, that's sick.
It is such a cool concept.
Badass.
I never knew how much I needed that. But yeah, no, 100%. Earth X. Josh Wheaton says the beauty of Earth X that it combines the best of all Marvel's eras. It's an epic epitaph, I can't say that word, for the Marvel Universe as it was, and hopefully ever shall be. So yeah, it's just a very good book. Alex Ross as well. You can never
Alex Ross. You can't go wrong with Alex Ross.
You can never go wrong with
Never.
Alex Ross. He is my goat, honestly. So I will leave it to Toby. What's your next book, brother?
I'm gonna keep it on this dark road. I'm gonna get out the most depressing comic book that I've ever read, which is Weapon X.
Okay. Very nice.
I've got my microphone around the wrong one. There you go. This shit, like, I remember I was reading this book. I was about 14 when I first read Weapon X, and because I was like, I love Wolverine. I've never read the origin, like the Weapon X book. I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
And like, I was reading it, and I was like, damn, should I be reading this? I'm like, am I allowed to read this? Am I old enough to read this book? So what you might know from the movie, is Wolverine volunteers to be part of Weapon X. He loses his wife, and he's like, look, I want to hunt whoever killed her. And they're like, that's great. We'll give you powers. Well, not really powers. We'll give you like the tools you need, is what they like to say in the movie. And we'll send you on your way. You can kill him, kill as many people as you want. So he's like, great. So he signs up for it, loses his memory, and then like, at the end of the film, he realizes that he's been set up, blah blah blah. This book, Wolverine Logan, is just chilling in a bar. He's had a horrible life. Everybody he's ever known has died. Anyone he's ever loved has died. And Weapon X just come along and they go, bro's literally Logan.
Go fuck yourself.
They come along and they go, we're going to do some experiments on you, whether you like it or not. And then they kidnap him, and then they do the Weapon X experiments. They inject the adamantium into his skeleton, and they start torturing him. And then there's I'm not going to find it here, but there is a panel where Logan is just, the classic Weapon X look. If I can find it, when he's got the visors on from when what one was it? X-Men Apocalypse. When Logan was in there and Weapon X, and he's got the visor look on.
Oh yeah. When he comes out of the sorry, I just realized that I have my microphone around the wrong way.
No, I did that just before. Yeah. I realized. Yeah.
No, I do remember. He's like all wired up and shit, and then he like.
He has
runs
like
off
the
into
visor
forest.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
I'll try and find a page. I cannot find one. Oh, there you go. That. That look there.
Oh my god! Wow, that's actually they got that pretty accurate in the movie. That's sick.
Very accurate, which I love. But like he sat there in that look, and the scientist goes, "There's nothing on in his mind. We've stripped everything away from him. His memories, his loving memories, his childhood, everything he's ever fought or loved. He's numb. There's nothing there. We control him." And he literally just like gets up like a robot and like walks out and then like kills like a bunch of innocent people. And then they're like, and he just has no clue that what's going on. And then at the end of the book, he kind of like, he gets out of it, he kills everyone in the lab, and then like he goes, shit, like,
yeah,
what have I just done? Like,
Jesus.
And like I've read a lot of dark, depressing books. Like we we're just talking about Immortal Hulk, and there's another book from my favorite Marvel character, the Punisher, which I'll get to in a minute. But that book really hit somewhere that I've never, like, I don't know why, but it just hit me different. And it just, and like I always say, Wolverine is one of the best written comic book characters of all time. It is like his whole life story of like, of him, just like everyone he's ever loved has just died. And there's a very sad book, the Daniel Way run, which is he kind of like, he's like sick of it now. I don't know, he gets his memories back and he's just like sick of it. He's sick of like losing loved ones all the time, and so like he's going back to kill everyone who's killed his loved ones.
Yeah.
And then
I apologize in advance for people questioning who the fuck is that guy playing Siege and yelling in the background. That's my father.
Oh, you can't even hear him.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you can't even hear him.
My sister just came in and opened my door at a very unfortunate time.
That's
Sorry,
all
we're
right.
going off track, as you were saying.
In the Daniel Way book, he's like finding who's killed. Like he fights Silver Samurai again. He goes back to Weapon X. And he spends a long time in Canada.
Okay.
And Sabretooth.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
And he finds out Sabretooth has killed everyone he's ever loved. So he confronts Sabretooth about it. He's like, Sabretooth, what the fuck? Like, you've completely ruined my life. Why? Do you know why Sabretooth has just done it? Sabretooth just goes, I was bored. I thought, fuck it, I'll ruin your life. He goes, I got bored, it was fun. I was like, what the fuck? This man just ruined. And you gotta remember, Logan's 200 years old. So Sabretooth's has used 200 years of his life just to ruin another man's life.
That's like, what's sad is like, that's obviously more than like everyone's like life expectancy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Double.
That's, Jesus. That's horrifying to think about.
And they end up having like one of the most goated comic book fights I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then that's another Wolverine character I want to talk about, Sabretooth.
He's a pretty, yeah, alright, fair enough. He's a pretty sick character.
He's very I guess you could even say 1 or 2 dimensional character, but he just loves to kill people because he just loves to kill people. Like there's nothing else to him. Like he's no in-depth origin story. He hasn't got like a third dimension. He's like super complex.
I can't compare him to the competition. Sorry, never mind. Get off that. Never mind. As you were saying.
But he's just like, I like killing people. I don't care how much people pay me. I don't care who it is. I don't care where it is.
Yeah.
I just want to kill people. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what.
Both distraught. Like, that's
blood's fucked up, man.
Nah, he is.
And that's one thing I love about, I guess, two-dimensional. There's a lot of kind of two-dimensional characters. People a lot of say two-dimensional characters are boring, but I'm like, they're simple and cool. You know what I mean? They're just fucking simple, cool. You know, they just drive killing and action.
Yeah.
Great. It's great. And so yeah, Weapon X, if you love Wolverine, especially if you love the darkness. If you just love like the sad kind of like, you're right, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm chill. I'm vengeance.
If you like, if you kind of just like dark, depressing mutant stories, especially Wolverines, I highly recommend Weapon X. It is so good. One of my favorite Marvel books. It doesn't get talked about enough. I really would like to get on more of a brighter subject, Liam, if you have any brighter comics.
Well, you know what? Trust me, you know what? I'm really glad because we've been talking about depressive books and I have nothing short of really positive. I want to talk about Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, real quick.
Right, Marvel really like just fucking people over in their emotions.
God, bro. You know, I haven't literally it's crazy because the only book that's somewhat lighthearted that I've talked about has probably been Life Story, I guess. That's yeah.
My next two books. Well, my other book is the same series, Frank Miller's Daredevil.
Yeah,
which
Miller.
Which is depressing as shit. And then my other book's even more depressing. It's fucking Punisher Max.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
But Frank Miller's Daredevil though, how fucking good is it?
Frank Miller in general,
goated.
Go, dude! Literally, he has not come out with a single L book at all.
This is a hot take. I like his Daredevil more than his Mr. Vengeance.
Okay, that is a hot take. That is a hot take. I do like Frank's work in the competition. I cannot lie.
It's great. I love Frank's work. One of Frank's Mr. Vengeance Returns is my favorite. Mr. Vengeance Returns.
Mr. Vengeance Returns. Yeah, you got.
Is my favorite version of Mr. Vengeance. But I think his Daredevil stuff is just
dude, his Daredevil fucking origins, this book, the way the college years of Matt Murdock, in this whole book, I live for it, dude. I mean, it's so sick. Sorry, is it all good if I talk about it?
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, we're both talking about the same book anyway, so.
Yeah, this is true. But dude, I love this book through and through. I love the whole Jack Murdock part of the book as well is brilliant. I mean, the way Matt's drawn in this book is so sick, and the relationship between Matt and Elektra.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? I love it.
I feel like it low-key inspired a little bit of the show, specifically season 2. But
sure.
It's I literally love this book so much. I remember I would read this book back when I was working at Faster Pasta. Gosh, that's 3 years. That's 3-4 years ago now. But yeah, I really love this take on, and I love the friendship between Foggy and him in this book. And it's just the tone of this book is so sick. I mean, the art,
John Romita,
as well, especially the part of the book where it's it's just each issue is just amazing, and
it's just how they interconnect
lo-
the cover art for each like
Oh,
issue
yeah.
as well. How it's like, dude, it's so good, man. And Wilson Fisk, bro's intimidating, bro. Like
Oh
he's
yeah, man.
doing a
That's
bit
my
of a
second favorite
madness.
Marvel villain, dude. How
Oh,
good is
literally.
Wilson Fisk as a villain, man. I have a short series where it shows how Wilson Fisk rose to power, and oh my god, it just like
Yeah.
captures his intelligence so well. But yeah, Kingpin, the most goated Daredevil villain of all time.
Yeah.
Especially Vincent D'Onofrio's performance in the show.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, especially like literally, even in Hawkeye. Like I'm sorry,
that's
like,
great,
he
yeah.
he was so sick in Hawkeye. Like he's literally, aside from Mister. It's all about the mesh, baby. Love the mesh. Oh yeah, get a home run, Spider-Man. He's great too. I love him, but I think like in terms of live action, there's only one Kingpin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Vincent
Out of
D'Onofrio.
the
And,
rules.
and I do love, I think, is it in season 2 or 1 when Wilson goes to visit Ben Urich? And Ben Urich's about to expose that story, and Kingpin just goes, I'm not here to confront you. I'm here to kill you. And like
Yeah.
gets up and like bashes his head. Oh, I love that scene, man.
Yeah,
Just him
no,
in the
it's-
shadows in the corner, just how intimidating he is, man.
Dude, I actually like freaked out in
Bro,
like,
Kingpin is the shadows.
that one episode in like season 2 where like Karen Page is like having a borderline nightmare and where she
Oh,
like
yeah.
gets beaten the shit out of by Wilson and then wakes up. I'm like, dude, nah, bro. He just sort of willing to like get into your head with that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, bro. I like literally, I am terrified of Kingpin more than the Green Goblin.
Bro, literally. And that's what
And
I love about Kingpin, dude.
I'm more terrified of Kingpin than fucking Thanos.
Bro, yeah, I was going to say, I'm more
Like-
terrified of Kingpin than fucking Venom, dude.
Facts though, like on God, like he's like probably like you don't expect to be scared of him, but it's just like how he's
He's like
kind of a
smart.
broken.
He's like
Yeah.
super smart, which is like it's crazy. Isn't it? It's actually scary to a point.
But oh no, dude, it's like especially with the Netflix stuff, like how he's
Especially
essentially
season
like
3, dude.
oh my God, like he's essentially like just a kid who's just really angry. Like
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
he's not a man, he's just a kid who's really angry, and I just like that is horrifying to me, dude. Like, and it's just like the corrupt like moral compass and shit, and it's like wow, dude. Like
especially in season 3, how he manipulates the FBI to basically work for him, but keep under the
Yeah.
radar that he's still in lockdown, like he's still in
Yeah, that's
jail,
it.
but they're fucking working for him because he's like giving them the names of other gangs, and I was like, damn, and that's what I love about Kingpin, just how scary smart he is.
no,
Like,
yeah,
you know, it
it's-
reminds me of another villain, Homelander, in The Boys, and just how
Hold on,
scary
what you saying?
smart Homelander is.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the
pretty much. You got it.
fuck, I can't even say that. I'm so bad with English. He's unpredictable. There's a word for it.
Unpredictable,
Yeah, he's very unpredictable. The unpredictability. That's it. Unpredictable. Fuck. Unprick. He's a prick, right? They're just
W.
both pricks.
He's a prick. They're both pricks. Yeah, facts. All right, valid. Valid as
Um,
fuck. I love that.
But in I just want to say one more thing about Kingpin, and then I'll get back, and then you can get back to explaining.
Oh
Daredevil.
no, honestly, like, yeah, Man Without Fear would recommend this book to any newcomers to
Yeah.
the character.
It's
and
again
Wilson
the autobiographies with like we said with Superman, and like I said with Immortal Hulk. It's the perfect kind of autobiography for Daredevil.
Yeah.
for Matt
Oh,
Murdock.
literally, it's like the best book you could read first for Daredevil. It's
Yeah.
astonishing. The college like stuff, the Jack Murdock stuff, the Wilson Fisk stuff, like it's all amazing. Seriously, check it out. You guys would love it.
But with Kingpin in Punisher Max, not this one. There was another series done by Jason Aaron.
Yeah.
And it shows a little bit of how Kingpin rose up. Kingpin has like a family. And Kingpin's like trying to make money on the streets. He's trying to like, you know, provide for his family.
Yeah.
And he slowly gets like obsessed with power, and slowly gets obsessed with like controlling the gangs and all that. And there's a moment where like one of the gangs finds out he's like manipulating everyone, and so they go to his house and they literally have like a knife to his kid's throat, and they're like, if you don't give up this obsession with power and leave the gangs, we'll kill your kid. And he just goes, kill him, I don't care. And they're like cut off his head, like right in front of him and his missus, right? This kid's head. And his missus is like, oh, Wilson, you fucking asshole, blah, blah, blah. And Wilson's like, we'll just make another one. It's fine. And I'm like, damn.
Wild. Fucking wild, dude.
But that's how like obsessed with power he is with Wilson Fisk. It's just, I love those type of characters, bro.
Chef's kiss, yeah. 100%.
Literally, I mean, we know the other company has a lot of those characters that we
Which
will
is
not
true.
mention,
This is very true.
which are great, especially one that is dressed as a clown.
Well, yeah, the jester, you mean?
The jester, literally.
jester.
Great. Talking on violence and gangs. And also, before we go into it, I do want to say R.I.P. Ray Stevenson, who did play Frank Castle in Punisher Warzone. That was my first introduction to the character that I've said before. It was my first introduction to the character that would soon become my favorite Marvel character. I just love it, and it's really sad to see like a Punisher actor go, because there's not many of them. So it was pretty sad, and so I want to tribute Ray Stevenson and his amazing job at playing a character that I absolutely love to Punisher Max, which is my top 5 comic book series and in my top 5 Marvel series. This is a very long run again. I think it's about 75 issues, which I'm proud to say I have all 75 issues.
Well done.
This is just like, oh man, what to say about Punisher Max? At the start, it's obviously him in Vietnam, so we all know Frank's a veteran.
Yeah.
Him in Vietnam, and he like.
We all know Frank's a veterinarian.
Veterinarian. We all know he loves his dogs and cats.
Honestly.
But Frank like becomes obsessed with war. Like we all know Frank loves a war, but he like it's scary. He becomes obsessed. Like his general comes down to his base and goes, Frank, you need to go. You've done what you've done for your country. It's great. Thank you for your service, but you need to go. This base is about to get overrun by the Vietnamese. You need to go and be family. Frank shoots the general and goes, no, I'm going to stay here and fight. I don't want to go home. Like, you know.
Wow.
So he stays there and fights, and it's only him. Like, everyone else has gone home. They're like, I'm not staying here. And he's like, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to fight because I love killing people. And he says
this is like before he lost his family, right?
This is before he lost his family, yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's scary. And he and there's like a bunch of like bubbles, like speech bubbles, and they're like not speech bubbles, like thinking bubbles. Is that what you want to call them? And it's like the devil talking to him. They're like, Frank, I can give you this to you permanently if you want. If you want this for the rest of the life, I can give it to you. Just say yes. And he goes, we'll make a deal. I'll take something, and you get this for the rest of your life. Frank goes, yep, I'll do it. I'll take it. I want this for the rest of my life. And then like the devil's like, basically it's the devil, and he goes, I will I'll keep in touch, right? That's all he says. Frank comes home to his family, and like he's like living his life, and he kind of realizes that he's trying to move on from that past self. And then obviously we all know he goes to the park, his family gets shot, and then he realizes, oh fuck, this is the deal that I made. I get the war and my family's gone. And so he goes off, and at this point, it speeds up 30 years. So Frank, at this point now, he's like 52. He's like a fucking old man, and I love it because, like, he just goes on a rampage of just like killing every like single criminal, and it's a run that really not only deals like, and this is something that I love with the Punisher.
I just found it so relatable. Like,
I just found it so relatable, man. Like, I just want to kill everyone in sight, you know.
honestly.
But something that like we'll look back to, we'll look on to another to the other company. We'll look at Mr. Vengeance.
Of course.
And we'll look at the Jester. Like that character deals with a lot of kind of like real crimes. Like Mr. Vengeance doesn't have any powers.
Yeah.
And his villains aren't really like, you know, end of the world villains. You know, they're all kind of got gimmicks. You know what I mean? They got gimmicks.
Yeah.
We got the Jester, and you have the guy who's obsessed with fucking poems. And
Love how you're still calling him the Jester.
Jester, fuck it. We got the Joker.
The Jester.
We got
That's
Riddler.
close enough. He's a Marvel clown, and he's got J. Mr. J.
Mr.
Call
J.
him Mr. J.
Mr. J. You're right, Mr. J. we have a big crocodile, we have all that. But something that I love with the Punisher is like none of the villains have gimmicks because they're like real criminals. He deals with like the Pablo Escobars, he deals with the Jeffrey Dahmers, the Ted Bundys, and all that. So it really hits home, and it really asks the moral question of like, should we kill criminals? Like, you know, characters like Spiderman and Captain America, and to the other company, you know, you know, the hero of Bloodhaven and the symbol of hope, you know, that kind of teach us, you know, to be better and you know, give people a chance, and everyone deserves to live and have a second chance. Well, you read this book and you're kind of like, well, do they? Like, you know, because it hits with that hard-hitting question of like, you know, this is real life. This is what's happening now. Like, and there's even books where it deals with like child trafficking and kind of like, you know, sexual assault and all those like really kind of like deep, dark kind of corners of our world, like our real world that we don't like to go to, we don't like to think about. Frank deals with that on a daily basis, and it really comes to challenge your moral compass to be like, you know, should we keep him alive? Should we maybe, you know, kind of, you know, take him off the earth, you know what I mean? And that's what I love about Punisher was like, it's a character that really challenges you morally to, you know, and yeah, it's just a hard-hitting kind of character, which I absolutely love, and I think it's a character that I think a lot of people should get into, especially if you like characters.
Punisher a little bit more. I'm not gonna
I think,
lie.
especially I think someone like us who love our symbols of hopes.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I fucking
Blood-
love John though.
Yeah, I know. I love those TikTok memes. Blood wants to tell you something.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Honestly.
I love it in Endgame. If Punisher was in Endgame and Thanos is like, the reality of the stab my fingers, and then you just say, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Bro, like, he's like, he was in The Walking Dead as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was Shane
Like,
the
the whole,
Dead,
yeah, because like the whole scene as well, like after he says, let me tell you something, it's like, we're lost, man. Some shit.
We're lost.
We're lost, man. There are no rules. You think you
There
want to
are
know
no
the
rules, man. We're
Yeah.
lost.
Okay, no, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you were saying about the Punisher.
Talking about John Bernthal and the Punisher, that I watched that scene again in season 2 when he goes like, Your Honor, can I tell you something? Those people that I put down, those maggot piece of shit that I killed, I just want to tell you I liked it. Hell, I loved it.
Yeah, that still sticks with me to this day.
I know, you're going to tell me some doctor to stop doing what I want to do? That ain't happening. Not on my watch.
Yeah.
I'm the big bad Punisher. Here I am. Kiss my ass. I love that, man. I
Yeah,
love that.
honestly, it like pretty cold fucking Netflix Marvel moment. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. Season 2 Punisher, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Season 2's Punisher is better than the show. Like the 2 seasons we got of the show. That season of just Frank Castle and Daredevil. Oh man.
I always like,
So good.
bro, the fucking the scene in season 2 of Daredevil where he comes out of his cell
Oh yeah, man.
and
Yes.
like
We love
comes
it.
out and then like all that white prison clothing,
Yeah, it just gets.
scarlet red, like easily.
Yeah,
like,
did you
within
see the skull? Yeah, in the middle of his shirt.
Oh yes, dude.
Yeah,
I
the skull,
did
yeah.
see that. I was fucking, bro. I love that, man. I mean, he's just. I honestly, John Bernthal was born to play that role.
I
honestly
can't
think-
wait for him to be in the MCU, man. I've always
Oh,
said it.
dude.
John
Yeah.
Bernthal is just an unbelievable actor. I think
He
you
is.
give him a good script. I think he can deliver an Emmy.
He could pull any
deserving
mom too.
performance.
Like,
Right, literally, yeah. Oh man, I did see a theory. Actually, no, I won't say it because it references the other company's shit.
true.
I shouldn't have said it, but yeah, and like we've talked about so many depressing books like Earth X, you know, Punisher Max, Weapon X,
Man Without Fear.
you know, Man Without Fear, House of M, even.
Yeah.
And it gets me thinking, like, damn, something that Marvel does really well. And you know what? I'm gonna, if you allow me to say it this one time, if you allow me to say the other company one time,
It's like asking for the N word pass. You know,
literally,
like,
do you give me the D word pass?
I give you the D word pass.
Something that DC does great with their comics is it really shows you how to be the best version of yourself. You know, with the symbol of hope and the man in Bloodhaven and Mr. Vengeance, and it really teaches you how to be the best version of yourself. But something that Marvel Comics does really well, it's like it hits you with the reality check of like, this is the real world. And these amazing stories of these people going through like everything. In Matt Murdock, he went fucking blind. He loses his dad. Peter Parker, he loses his mum and dad. He loses Uncle Ben. Frank Castle loses his family. You know, Bruce Banner loses literally everything. His free will. But it's these great stories of like making that into a positive and coming back from those moments and really becoming the best version of yourself through harder times, which is why I think me and you loved Marvel in the first place, and something that Marvel Comics now have just completely forgotten, which really, really frustrates me.
Yeah. Is how relatable those characters really were. Like, as much as they were a little bit godlike, you know, when it came down to it, they were just people. And Captain America is a great example. Like, he's just a kid from Brooklyn. I mean,
literally, I love that line in the first movie.
And it's just all about like good morale, and anyone is capable of that. And Marvel's stories and movies, doesn't matter if it's comic book or animated or live action, it's always been about morale, and it's always been about doing what's right because it's right, and that's all you need. And honestly, just like, especially with Captain America, it's your definition of right, you know. And your definition of right might be different to someone else's, but you still follow it out, because at the end of the day, following your heart and following your gut, I mean, it's good. It's the right thing to do, and I think Marvel has taught me that.
For sure, absolutely. And there's a great Captain America quote, which you've probably heard. It's that one where, you know, if you
the river of truth,
the river of truth, you get you plant yourself like a tree in the side of a river. You put your feet on the ground like tree trunks, and you stand up for yourself and you say, no,
you move.
No, you move. And that quote has stuck with me for ages, man. Especially in the Avengers game at the start. You know, when she's in the Captain America bit, and those kids are like, you're not a real fan, bro. I was bawling my fucking eyes out, dude.
Bro, the thing is, like, people will be like, yeah, Kamala Khan's such a mid character. Bro, is she? Like,
is she? Play that game and then come back to me.
Play that game and then come back to us, bro. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
She's literally us in that situation. Like, she's a fan, and then she gets to be part of the Avengers, bro. Like, would you not fucking freak out?
Imagine it, like, instead of Kamala Khan, like, it was just like me and you.
Like, you could
it'd be like a 2v2. I feel like that would be mad, because like Kamala Khan went easy with the quote.
Yeah,
we would probably do some Frank Castle shit. Let's be real.
Oh god, bro! Someone came up to me like, "You're not a real Captain America fan."
No, you know how it go. You'd be like, man, you're not even a proper Marvel fan. Hey, let me tell you what.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
That's how that would go down, 100%. Like, it'd be fucking hilarious.
No, like the Prowler music plays.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Literally. Oh my god.
But that moment in the Avengers game, man, with
very good.
When she recites that quote to those fans, and then Captain America like walks up right behind her, dude.
Yeah.
God, fuck
it's so cool that quote specifically has expanded upon comics. It's in a video game and it's in a movie. Yeah. That's how much, like, how important that quote is in Marvel history. And yeah, it's definitely up there with great power.
I think great power with great power comes great responsibility is the best kind of comic book quote ever. I think it is. I think there's so many different ways to interpret that into everyday life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
especially with politics, you know.
Oh, literally, like it works best with politics. You know, these politics have great power, and then, you know, we'll go back to Ultimate Spider-Man with the Ben Uncle Ben quote, which is like, you know, you have a responsibility. It's not, you know, you might want to do it. You have an obligation to do it.
That's it, yeah.
You know, to do the good things, you need to have an obligation.
That's it, yeah. You really do. And I think day by day, I gazed upon her. I think everyone has the ability to has the ability to do what's right, to follow its heart, and to be a genuine person. And I take that very seriously in my life. And
Yeah, well, for sure.
I kind of view that as a great power that I have an obligation, because I was brought up correctly. I have good manners, and I care about people. And my parents instilled that in me, and it would be so selfish of me not to preach about that to others, use it and preach it to the best of my ability. So and I do use with great power comes great responsibility to myself a lot, and it's worked out pretty good. So I actually owe a lot to honestly, like, I actually owe a lot to Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think everyone does. I think Spider-Man is the most relatable comic book character.
No, he is. Honestly.
Literally, it's crazy.
It's pretty wild. It is. Yeah. He's the best. The GOAT.
And that's what that's what we're talking about with these Marvel characters, and something that really frustrates me in today's Marvel comics is like that kind of like, well, I think we said it back in episode 1, the Marvel way, like that way of writing comic books was so real and so good, and for a long.
It feels so long ago now. Episode 1. God.
I know it does. It feels a long time, man. It really does. But the Marvel way of writing, I used to fucking inject that shit into my veins, man.
Oh, same, dude. Honestly.
You know, I used to, like, for a long time, I loved Marvel Comics over the other company for a long time.
Yeah.
And then it's only recently that we kind of said that we kind of prefer the other company.
Yeah, it surprised me too, man. Like, it really did. I mean, it's not like I stopped loving Marvel. I'm always gonna love Marvel no matter what. I'm always gonna love what Marvel did and helped me, because it did. And but I can't deny it. It's like my heart told me, it does. But it's like I am just more comfortable with the competition right now.
Yeah, literally. I feel, I always feel myself urging to read more other competition stuff than I do Marvel. Like, I'm reading a lot of the current runs, and a lot of it I've just stopped. Like, Chris Claremont came back to X-Men, which we all know Chris Claremont's a GOAT. And it sucks. It's horrible. It's horrible. Captain America's been okay. I think obviously we covered Spider-Man last week. Spider-Man's been horrible. I think Hulk was okay. I think Venom's horrible. I think X-Men's horrible. I think Thor's horrible. I think Iron Man's. I think Iron Man's the best Marvel character right now.
I can back that. Yeah, sure.
And so and like we say, it really hurts. Like, it genuinely really hurts when, like, I go to pick up a Marvel book and then I'm like, no, I want to read a bit of Symbol of Hope. I want to read Mr. Vengeance. Yeah,
pretty much. Like, I even right now, like, I mean, we just saw Guardians 3 a few weeks ago, and we gave it nothing but positive praise.
Yeah, literally.
But it's like not enough to actually pick up a Marvel book.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
It might change, because I do like Nova. Nova is one of my favorite characters in Marvel Comics, and really do want to read more of him at some point. But it's like, I'm just like, right now my head is in. We shouldn't be even talking about it, Like,
I know every episode we try to talk about Marvel, it's always bringing up the.
I hate it. I hate how it like hijacks our Marvel conversations, because it's like, we want to, like, ensure you guys that we do love Marvel.
We do. And I think we've done a great job kind of in emphasizing that today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like we definitely have, like, and it's not like we don't dislike. It's not like we dislike. Sorry, it's not like we dislike Marvel. We just have some opinions on a few comic runs, and a few, like, where the films are at right now, and just where it's headed. It's it's not like, I mean, Guardians 3 was top tier, so
for sure.
But the thing is, what we're scared about is it being like always going to be hit and miss, and going to have like no structure.
Like, Guardians is great, and then the next is the Marvels, so it's
I'm honestly gonna watch the Marvels.
I'm going to
I
as
like
well.
Miss Marvel. I think. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna watch Marvels as well, just because I still love Marvel, but We just know it's not going to live up to that Guardians expectation or anything like that. Or probably most likely to be mid. And
maybe
people regard mid as a bad thing. It can not necessarily mean it's a bad. It just means it's an okay movie.
I always thought mid just meant like it's like on the fence.
Yeah, like it's an okay movie. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's okay. Which is not a bad thing to look at, but I think when you like for a long time we've gone to every single Marvel movie, and Wednesday night on the dot 7:30 every single Marvel episode.
Yeah,
it's always been But then with the other company, we've gone like, fuck, man, like, that's so good, this, that, the other, 100%. Yeah, and it's just, and it, like, I get excited about the other company, and then I go to bed or I go out, and I'm like, fuck, man, that sucks, man. I really, because then when I get excited for the other company, I'm always like, oh, like, because Marvel was my first love, I'm always like, I can't wait to see what Marvel's got now. Like, this has got me really hyped. Like, that's example, a certain speedster, right? There's a certain movie about a certain speedster coming out very soon, and I am so excited for it. I am unbelievably excited for it. So then I go to Marvel, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited for superheroes. Let's go see what Marvel's got. And then it's like the Marvels, and I'm like, what?
Sorry. Oh, sorry. That okay.
What?
First of all, that's the funniest shit I think you've settled.
What? I don't know.
Nah, bro, you just said like, oh yeah, well, I'm so excited about the Flash. The Marvels.
Yeah, the Marvels. But that's what I mean, though. It's like,
though,
it's like you get caught up in that moment, and like even with the other company comic books, you're like the dawn of the other company.
Please make that a fucking like a highlight.
I will. I sure will. But even it's like dawn of the other company. The new series coming out. Everything's been great from that, and so I get excited about that, and then I go to Marvel, and then I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there's nothing. There's nothing to get excited about.
Yeah.
And it's
honestly,
frustrating.
In terms of MCU, like we do have Spider-Verse coming out.
Spider-Verse is great. I completely forgot that. That's next week, which I'm super excited about.
Bro.
It'll be a lot of fun.
That's $220 worth of tickets. That was very well spent.
Damn, but it's gonna be worth it though.
Oh no, exactly.
It's all just the common people, and there's just a row of people dressed up as fucking Spider-Man.
Oh fucking oath, dude! That's gonna be so fun. Like I love cosplaying to like comic book movie events. It's so fun. I'm probably gonna go as like Nightwing to the Flash. Not gonna lie. But,
yeah, that's okay. You know what? It's near the end of the episode.
It's near the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking about going as Superman for the Flash, but then I was like, I definitely will go as Superman for when Legacy comes out for sure.
You know what's funny is like obviously because the new. I don't want to talk about the trailer.
It feels like such a big weight lifted on my shoulders. I'm like, oh, now I can mention DC.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I can. Like obviously, so I watched the new Flash trailer today, and
how fucking good is it, man?
It was dude, it's fucking sex.
Yeah.
It was fire. It was so sick. I like how they actually like the Japanese thing, like that.
Oh yeah.
A part of like an international trailer. That's sick. But I went through the comment section, and it's like it's funny because people are like, oh my god, the new Batman movie looks great. It even has the Flash.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Like it's, I kind of look at it as like it is a Flash movie, but I kind of look at it as like a celebration of DC.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it.
It's a great final curtain to like, unfortunately, the DCEU,
the Snyderverse and all that. Yeah.
But you know what? Like, I think after the Flash, people are gonna look back and be like, you know what? Like, I can appreciate what the DCE was trying to do.
Yeah.
And I think the Flash is gonna be like really emotional in like all the good ways.
I think so, and I cannot wait for it. And we've just exactly done it fucking again. Marvel episode, we've gone straight to talk about the Flash trailer.
Sorry, man. It's just how it has to be.
I think after, because the next episode will be because I think the next episode lands on Men's Mental Health Week, which will be our mental health episode.
Which I'm really excited to talk about.
Yeah. Which I think, if the schedule works, I think that's what it comes out to. But then, I think next week, or the week after that, I think we need to just admit that we are DC fanboy. I think that's what the end of it. We did try.
We
to,
are.
I did really enjoy
We
talking about
fucking
some
are,
Marvel runs
mate.
that I absolutely love. That Get No, but
This
like
stuff
we'll
is
just.
great. This stuff is really good.
Yeah,
But I'm a
it's
DC
fantastic.
fanboy, I'm sorry.
I'm a DC guy. I think now it's just in my veins. Now I'm a DC guy. You know, like I've even gone through some Marvel books to get to sell some, so then I can have room for more DC books.
You gave me some of your
I gave you some of my Marvel books. I gave Braden some of my
Yeah.
Marvel books because I'm trying to make room for some more DC books.
Wow. Right off the bat.
I know, but it's like that's what I mean, man. And,
yeah, it's just how it has to be, yeah.
and it's just like I don't know. I want to sit down for about a month and really try and find that connection with Marvel again.
Yeah, I actually really want to start reading Devil's Reign because I've heard that's a really good book. Just like I haven't really found a reason to get into it. So.
But like we were saying before, like all my favorite characters have been shit right now. Punisher's been shit. Venom's been shit.
I can't
Wolverine's
relate.
been shit. Spider-Man's been shit. Huh?
I can't relate. Nightwing's been amazing.
I mean, Superman's been great, and Batman's been good, and Green Lantern's back. Which,
yeah, that's fun.
Are we doing Comics Corner today? I'm not too sure. I don't think we.
I
I was thinking maybe.
Sure. I did finish Robin's being Robin, but I do want to quickly. This is the Marvel episode. This feels so wrong.
Oh no, I do have a DC book. I'm back.
Okay, you are back. Okay.
Welcome to Comics Corner. We'll just totally forget that was fully edited out. Welcome to Comics Corner.
We're gonna work around that. I wish I could speak.
Yeah.
So I've recently, recently Tom Taylor dropped his new Titans run, and issue 1 came out.
Yeah, so I
read
picked
it.
that up as well. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it
Very
was
good.
brilliant. Yeah.
And it made me realize like I really do want to get back into like the Titan swing of things. So I recently picked up a book a few months ago that's been sitting on my shelf, but it's called Titans Old Friends.
Oh damn.
It's got I'm just about to start reading it. But I'm a massive fan of Donna Troy, and I've been actually watching the Titans series again on Netflix, rewatching it recently.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm back in like the Titans obsession. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I've always been.
When weren't you in the Titans obsession then?
Yeah, true. But like I've been like massive like Nightwing hyperfixation. But like now I'm like actually getting into like because I love this is my favorite DC team. This is my favorite team in comics, to be honest.
But is that the one with Wally and Donna?
Yeah, it's got
that's
Wally
probably
in it.
much.
Yeah, it's very good. This is Titans Old Friends. So like
Yeah, I love how that's the new team as well.
yeah, and like I said, I just finished reading Robin's Being Robin, which was actually quite a good book. I didn't like the first few issues. I'm not really a big fan of Anarchy as a villain, but I think he's pretty cool, and yeah, it's very different, but I liked it, I guess. 7 out of 10. A good book.
Yeah. I mean, like the new Titans issue 1 was great. I really liked it.
so good. Oh my God.
I'm not too familiar with Titans. I did start Rebirth. I do want to finish Rebirth because I love Volume 1.
Yeah.
But how good was the ending, bro? I want to Flash, man. Why my boy Wally?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
what? I remember like because I went to Greenlight Comics, and I was obviously like typically when you go to Greenlight and someone was talking about Titans, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm picking up the first issue today.
Well, did
And,
you know I'm literally Dick Grayson?
Yeah, yeah, literally. No, but like I was saying how like oh yeah, so like we were and obviously I'm talking to the cashier about DC and like how much I love. Yeah, so like I said, yeah, so like Wally West is like my favorite Flash. And he's like, really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're gonna love this issue. And then he fucking dies.
I know. Is he dead? Or he just got shot, didn't he?
No, he's gonna come back. I don't think
He should come back. If he doesn't fucking come back, I'm giving it up.
It's DC. Like,
Yeah.
they're the fucking king of like, like resurrections.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that first issue was great. I can't wait for issue 2. But like this Dawn of DC stuff's been great. And something
It
that
has.
oh my god, a lot of you may not know that my second favorite DC character is Green Lantern. I absolutely love Green Lantern. I've got all of the Jeff Jones stuff. I've got missing 1 volume, and then I have everything: Brightest Day, Blackest Night, War of the Green Lanterns, everything. And then I have a bunch of Grant Morrison stuff, and then I've got a bit of the Rebirth stuff. So when they were bringing Hal Jordan back to Earth, oh my god, dude! Oh man, I was like, every page, I was just like, yeah.
Every page,
I'd like turn it over, like Hal Jordan would say something. I'm like,
that's fucking wild.
And something that I got this from Gamma Ray, which is another comic book store in Adelaide. I can't believe it. They gave us free Green Lantern rings.
They did. I still have mine in my Hilux.
I have mine. Do I have mine right here?
They're pretty cool. They're pretty
man.
sick.
I was like, damn. But I was like, that's something I've never got with a Marvel book. I've never brought like a decent, because I thought it was just like every issue of Green Lantern you buy, you get a free ring. So I was like, damn. So that was my thinking. I was like, damn. Like, you buy Green Lantern, you get a free Green Lantern ring.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't even recall actually buying a Green Lantern comic. They just gave me the Green Lantern ring, and I was like, yes, the fuck.
I mean, maybe that's something Gamma Ray's doing with their rings. Which is a great way to business. But then I like to think of it as like every Green Lantern issue you buy, you get a Lantern ring. But man, so good to have Hal Jordan back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great. He's back on Earth. Sinestro's back, which is awesome. And like the ending of it was just like him. He's come back to Earth because the Green Lantern Corps has been kind of taken over, and he doesn't like the direction they're going in.
The way it was like John Stewart, the active like Green Lantern, whilst he was away, or
they were all away. None of them were on Earth. So in Dark Crisis, all the Lanterns went away to fight the Prophecy, who was the big bad, and so they went deep into the galaxy, and then they got taken over by one of the high councils in the DC universe. And Hal Jordan's like, I don't agree with this. I think the Green Lanterns need to be separate. I think we need to kind of do our own thing and have our own order because we are the guardians of the universe. So he's like, I'm not a part of this, and so they're like, okay, fuck off back to Earth then. He's like, okay, cool, fine. And so he kind of goes back to Earth, and he kind of gets his life back together, trying to get his relationship back with Carol Ferris, and tries to become a pilot again. And then at the very end, like a villain comes to Earth. You know, I'm here to destroy you, and I hate human beings. And Hal Jordan comes in, just like with a pose like that, and he goes, "Did you miss me?" And I was like, and then that's how the book ends.
Let's
I'm
go.
Like, fuck, man,
that's fire, bro.
And I was like, damn, like, fuck, that's what I mean, though. That's what I love with DC. Like, we're getting moments like that again.
I know, dude.
And then I read Spider-Man and fucking, what the fuck? Like, you know?
Yeah,
I
honestly.
pick up Spider-Man, or I pick up X-Men. I'm like, what the fuck am I reading? What is this? Is this even a fucking comic book?
Yeah, I don't even know what's the point? Where's the structure? Where's the story going? Like, it's random. It's like,
it's frustrating, man.
I don't get it.
And then there's I've completely forgot. There's a John Stewart story in this issue. So there's a Hal Jordan one and a John Stewart one.
Oh shit, nice.
And John Stewart comes back to Earth as well, and it's so emotional because he comes back, his mum comes out, and he's like, "Mama, did you miss me, Mama?" And I was like, "Damn, that's so fuck." Because
I've never really. Sorry, I never really.
No, I was gonna say I just got a close relationship with my mum, so I was like, "Damn, that really hits home."
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I've never really been a massive Green Lantern guy myself, but I do like John Stewart. I think he's my favorite Green Lantern.
Yeah, John. I love John. I mean, I've always been a big Hal guy. Hal. I really like Kyle Rayner. I love Kyle. He's my second favorite Lantern.
Wait, who is the Green Lantern in the? Because I've watched like last year. I watched it once. It was the League of Super Pets movie. But there was like, what was the Green Lantern in that movie? Like
her name was Isra something.
Yeah.
Isra, one of the new Lanterns from Rebirth. She's one of the. So there was two humans who that got scouted off Earth to become the Green Lantern Corps because Hal was in prison, in space prison. And Isra something was a part of that choosing. And then that's the Lantern in the League of Super Pets movie.
Yeah, right.
But John Stewart is a goat in the Justice League Unlimited series.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I remember watching that. He's so sick.
And then my favorite version of Hal Jordan, besides the comic books, is him in the DC animated movies, the one with Darkseid, and him and Batman in the sewer. I love that. They're like, "Are you a vampire or something? Like, do you have any powers?" Yeah. And then he goes to fight Superman. He goes, "Don't worry, Green Lantern's got this." It just gets fucking smashed.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, bro, I loved him in Deadpool 2 as well. I gotta say.
Green Lantern, Deadpool.
Yeah, I loved him in Deadpool 2.
Oh, I get it. Ryan Reynolds. You were really confusing me. I was like, what the fuck?
Nah, because he like goes back in time and then like
Oh,
pops
yeah, he
one of
reads
his-
the movie that we'll all forget
You're
about.
welcome, Canada. Yeah.
You're welcome. But that's the annoying thing about Green Lantern movie, the Sinestro suit at the end. The
Mm.
Sinestro end credit scene. God, man, that suit looks so good, the yellow suit.
Yeah.
And then we're never going to get it. But again, we're going to let James go and cook. We're getting a Lanterns movie with John and Hal.
Yeah. That
which
would
is going to be great.
That's gonna be really cool.
But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up now.
Yeah,
because
no, I think
it's
so.
been
I
a
think-
solid episode.
It's been a very solid episode. I mean, like we've been
I
recording.
mean, we
since, like-
definitely failed the challenge. We
Jesus
failed it
fucking
big
Christ!
time.
We failed that big time. There was strike 1 with the Reverse Flash. There was strike. No. Well, the thing is, like the Superman thing, like you could sort of get by
Yeah,
with saying Superman because like the whole thing where he's like he's in DC Comics, but at the same time he's got his own run out
Yeah.
currently in comics that's like outside of DC. But yeah, I think it was the what did we say? We said
I
something about-
mentioned DC when I was trying to explain Lucifer. I said Lucifer
Yeah.
from DC. So
Yeah, because like that. Yeah, because I was confused because I'm pretty sure Lucifer is a DC character, maybe just not a mainstream one, but I think
Lucifer. So Lucifer's like in the Bible. Lucifer's a part of the Bible, but yeah, like Lucifer is technically a DC character. Yeah, you are very right in saying that.
Yeah, I mean, like 'cause my sister like is a massive fan of that show, and I'm like, you didn't really like obviously because I did it's the whole thing with the CW and John Constantine. It's like, hey, you do realize like your favorite show is like technically a DC show, like legally. She's like, oh shit, yeah, true.
Yeah,
I should start watching more DC stuff now, and I'm like, yes, my job is done.
and something I'll touch on quickly, which I think maybe after our mental health episode, I think what we have to do is this is our Marvel episode. I think we have to do a DC episode, and
Oh
we've
my
got to
God.
try and keep it under 4 hours.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's gonna go on forever, dude.
We've got to
honestly-
really try and narrow it down to DC episode.
Dude, I could like literally talk about knowing for like a half of that episode.
I mean, how about we do a DC episode, but we can't mention Superman or Nightwing? It has to
oh
be about
fuck
other-
off! How am I gonna do that, dude? Like,
It has to
bro,
be about
Tim
other
Drake.
characters.
Yeah, no, I'm a massive fan of Tim Drake. Fuck off. Like, okay,
Oh,
hang
yeah.
on. You know what? I do.
I
like
really
this-
love the Brian Michael Bendis run of Superman.
On God, dude. Yeah, no, I'm really keen on you know what? I guess I can probably talk about Michael Gordon and shit. Like,
I could definitely talk about Green Lantern, Constantine, Flash.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. I'll talk about Constantine and Flash. I fucking love
Yeah.
Constantine.
Love that bit of Lantern. Obviously, Batman. We can obviously mention a
Oh,
lot of
Jesus
Batman.
Christ, yeah, a lot. I mean, I could talk about the Long Halloween forever.
Yeah, literally, dude. The Dark Knight Strikes. The Dark Knight Returns. It's a great book.
Yeah. Bro, Batman Nightfall. Oh my God.
But I really want to get it because I'm in that book. Because I'm the main villain, aren't I, in that book? I'm literally
true.
Bane, dog.
Literally Bane, dog. Oh God. That's crazy.
I'm gonna wrap it up before we get lost
Yeah.
in the DC.
We'll wrap
DC
it up,
topic again. Yeah.
All good. Well, I mean, it's been a really, really fun episode. I mean, like we failed the challenge immensely, but
We failed.
overlooking that,
But I think we fully convinced people that we actually
we've fully,
do like Marvel.
yeah, like we've kind of informed people, like again with the whole Iron Man, Spider-Man thing at the beginning,
Yeah.
like, and with the drip we got going on,
The drip,
represent,
yeah, exactly. And got Marvel hat on as well.
and like it's been like it was really fun overall talking about like how much these characters mean to us, our favorite runs. Like I said, I've been wanted to talk about Earth X since it
Yeah,
like,
literally.
came
Yeah,
out.
Immortal Hulk and all that. Want to do the
Yeah.
same as well.
But no, I'm really satisfied with how everything turned out. So, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously,
yeah.
probably we film every Wednesday, but they usually drop around Friday.
So yeah, this one will drop Friday. I'll edit it, upload it Friday. Next week we won't do one because the schedule. So we did one last week and we've done one this week. So next week we won't do one, but then the week after, I think it falls in Men's Mental Health Week.
Yeah.
So that will be an episode, and then but also we got the Spider-Verse, so we'll have to do
Woohoo!
a Spider-Verse video, which will be great.
I think we should have our friend Jackson on for that.
Yeah, I think so. I think I know we said it a while ago about our guest, but
Yeah,
I think we've got to really make the commitment to the guest this time.
100%. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you
guys
so
for
much. Yeah.
listening to what we have to say, and we will see your face when we see your face. And I'm gonna say it for once. Goku fucking eggs.